Doing pretty chill, dude.
I can talk more than I thought I could, so that's exciting.
Hell yeah, dude.
Why does your mic sound different, Sam?
I got a new headset.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I also have bronchitis, so.
Oof.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll the plot twist.
Hey. I know this music.
Jeez.
Oh, I have it muted.
oh, before we start, I have to tell you this great thing that I learned at work today.
Yeah, and we also are waiting for one more person before we start.
Seriously? Wait, what? Oh, wait, what?
To get into Foundry. Everything call.
I was like, everybody
Guys,
here.
I hate myself. We have a 7th player.
Nathan!
Matt and Vit already know about this.
What? I'm in it.
But today at work, Felicia was telling me a story about how her ex's best friend's way of telling her that he liked her was to ask her for a mask made out of her underwear.
What?
Okay.
He was very insistent that he wanted this mask out of her underwear, and she's like, why? She's like, I feel like that would be crossing the level of friendship. And he's like, well, that's the point. And she's like, what the fuck? I literally cried in your car like a week ago about how much I still love your best friend.
So are they together?
No.
They're already married.
Oh.
Wolf, can you swap between the hunting grounds and the world map to see if you show up for me? Because I'm not seeing you on the list.
No, it says game pause, and I don't see my thingy up there.
Yeah, mine says paused too.
Yeah, it will say pause. That's just because the game session's paused.
I guess I'll
Can you-
relog.
Yeah, try that.
I see.
You see me in the bottom left?
No, that's why I was asking.
What
I-
the fuck?
I don't see my little token either.
I see you, Mika.
Oh, I forgot. God damn it. That's
Wait,
right.
no.
I used Mozilla for this.
Where is mine? I see.
Your little thing won't. You don't see your own little
Okay.
thing moving around.
Oh, you're not going to? Okay.
Yours is moving around though, Chris.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
You only see other people's tokens.
Gotcha. So reason I was thinking, alright, it's been a bit. I'm here.
Yep.
I promise.
Yeah, I appreciate your icon for tripwire.
Yeah.
Yep.
I tried to find the most appropriate.
Forgot
ones for
my
all these.
Google Chrome doesn't like this.
Gotcha.
That's weird, because my Chrome works it.
Yeah, I got Chrome.
Yeah, I don't know. Must have
Might
something
just be
fucked
his
up.
version. Or some of his
Yeah.
add-ons.
You can also stream through Google Chrome, Sam, and I cannot.
What the fuck?
Really?
I'll say I'm just a hacker.
Yeah.
I can cast
Huh.
my Chrome if I want to, yeah, but I haven't tried very much.
Can
more
you
than-
leave your friends behind?
No.
As if they'll my friends dance.
Why would I leave my friends behind? They're the reason I'm here.
Yeah, you're currently all in a dragon together. Nobody got left
That's
behind.
gay.
Gay!
So, where we all left off, you guys were having a fun depression trip off of the Clearhaven island. After having a fun little encounter with the greater sin of lust, having a very confusing and fast-paced betrayal from Reese's parents and the king of the Elven Lands, and Reese being like, you know what? Let's all have a fucked day together, all aboard. And then he turned into a dragon. A nice blue dragon. Now all of you are riding him as he flies off towards the sunrise.
I'm not
It's
gonna lie.
new. There's no actual sunrise.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd forgotten entirely about the dragon thing.
Yep.
It was very much at the end, so.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Surprise. Reese is a blue dragon. So, you guys are currently flying off in the last direction you saw that Captain Hastings' ship was headed, as Clearhaven fades into the distance, and you feel the eyes of, at the very least, a good majority of the island watching you as you sail off into the distance. It didn't seem like it would have been too much of a fun time to try to leave there on foot. So you're all flying. What would you like to do?
Ah!
What the fuck?
Babe, can you hear us like this?
Can I talk?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh god, that's... You're a dragon!
Race?
We've met gods, Tomas. I fail to see how this is surprising.
The fact that, well,
Reed's
I mean,
my
we knew that
relationship-
Reese.
My relationship with gods is very different.
I mean, fair, but
Okay. This is odd. Do I even want to know when you picked this ability up, or am I not gonna like the answer to any of this?
Reese just starts laughing.
All right.
Like, not even a good laugh, like a really, really, like, bitter laugh.
More of
Haha,
that.
my life is in shambles.
More of that. Okay, good to know. We're heading to the boat now, right? At least that's the direction we're aiming.
Mhm.
Is the captain gonna... Can we warn them not to shoot at us? Or does he know you're a dragon already?
That's
really-
a great question. I didn't even think about it.
I don't want to get shot out of the sky.
You?
I mean, you literally have like dragon armor. I think if you get shot at this point, you're safer than us.
I mean,
It's
it's,
still
like, it's
going
the boat
to
of a
hurt.
god.
Lana, can you do one of your message doohickeys to the captain, or are we too far away for that?
Not that far.
I don't
Can
know
I cast
how it
sending
works.
still?
The ring is still technically fused into you somewhere, metaphysically speaking.
Oh,
You
I
could
meant, can
probably
I cast
it.
magic?
Let me check. I don't think there's anything stopping you from casting magic while you fly.
you have to do a barrel roll, and that would be very bad for most of us.
Worst case scenario, you'd have to hover in place for a second, but you should be able to manage it.
Yeah, I'll cast sending to... Well, let me double check. Hold on, where's my spellbook? I have to remember where everything is now.
It's fused into you. We went over
No.
this.
I'm looking at my spell slots. Oh, I can't cast it. My spell slots are expended.
You still have your daily ring cast to Nara.
Okay. Oh,
Just Tanara?
Just to Nara. It's
yeah.
the only one you got.
Reese will message Nara and tell her that they're fine, and ask her kindly to warn Captain Hastings that they're coming on a dragon. Bye!
The jester sign off.
The jester sign off. Oh no, I didn't even realize.
Bye!
Bye!
There's a pause for a second and goes, saying bye like that doesn't negate my ability to respond, but duly noted.
He's just like,
And then she, with the last few words she directs you from your current position off towards his current heading.
Alright, Reese will head that way.
So if there's nothing else you guys want to discuss en route, how fucking fast do dragons fly? Let's see.
Is it 60?
Probably. Excuse me. So,
It might just be 50, but because I might be thinking of 5e.
creatures.
I know eagles in 5e or 80 or 40. I can't remember what dragons would be.
Blue dragon. Movement speed.
I'm pretty sure it's 125 speed.
It's a fucking 150 feet.
God.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
remember you guys
God.
talking about that before. Like, you just said 60, I'm like, it's not 60.
Noom.
Y'all are fucking zipping.
Gotta go fast.
So yeah, you get there in like 15 minutes. Jesus Christ, I forgot about that.
Wee!
Gotta go fast. So, as you approach the ship, you can hear a bit of a startled response for a moment on the horizon, but eventually they calm down after they realize you're probably the one that the captain had warned them about. Now this is a matter of getting onto the ship.
Hmm.
Between the sails, there is nowhere large enough for you to feasibly land safely on this thing.
Reese is gonna hover for a second and be like, you know, I just realized I don't know how to land.
Can you go on? Can you swim?
Hopefully.
Okay.
Let me check my character sheet real quick. Not for you guys. I just want to see if I can have Lana do something funny.
I'm pretty sure as big as you are, I think you could probably push the damn boat.
Please don't push my boat.
I didn't say for him to do it, I just thought he could.
And you do not have a swim speed. You do have a burrow speed, but not a swim speed.
Oh, what?
Burrow.
You mean,
Vic, in her
Dig,
current
dig, dig, dig.
iteration, can dig at 20 feet per action.
Oh, I haven't taken that.
Dragon digging is terrifying.
yeah?
Mhm.
That's an interesting mental image.
It's kind of funny.
They can displace their body's size in Earth in about 2 seconds.
Oof. Heck, fun.
That's terrifying to conceptualize.
Imagine a dragon head popping out of the dirt and just lighting you on fire.
Oh, not this
Yes.
opening his mouth and just laser beaming you.
Yes. Do it.
You just hear a rumbling and then his head lifts up and you're like, oh no!
This mouth pops out of the sand and fucking lightning breaths you.
That's spectacular.
God, blue dragons are guns. I love them.
Reese is like, I guess we're going in the water.
Why did you
Reeves will look at his options. It's like, no, you're wearing armor. No, you're wearing armor. Well, you're probably strong enough. And clambers onto Wolf's shoulder. I'm ready.
Wolf allows it. And understand.
Alright. Everybody's waiting for the splish splash taking a bath.
I know our characters don't know this, but isn't Wolf scared of the water?
They
He didn't
are
have
the
that
I don't
middle
think
of the
it's
ocean.
water specifically. Hold on.
It's
Pretty sure
it's
just giant
things
fish.
from deep. Yeah, it's like things
Yeah.
from deep in the water.
When you chitter
Well,
your
that's
mouth.
better.
Well,
Reese-
if anything, that means he's going to want to swim faster to get out
How
of the
far
water.
are they above the boat?
Probably a
that's
decent
not
way to well, somewhat decent, so that he doesn't clip it with his wings or blow it sideways.
Oh, okay.
But Reese is gonna start slowly trying to descend to land somewhat gracefully in the water.
Alright. Everybody that's going to go take a bath, I need athletics rolls.
Oh god.
Here we go.
Good fucking lord.
I'm holding on to Wolf. Do I still have to?
Yes, to maintain your grip.
Okay.
It'll be easier for you.
Oh,
Hey,
do I
guess-
have to make one too?
Yeah, and guess what a blue dragon doesn't have a jacked-ass modifier for?
Oh shit. I don't-
You said athletics, right?
Yeah, so just roll your native athletics, Reese.
No. Just
How the
my
fuck-
athletics?
Do we access our character without the picture?
Go to the actors list It's the little 3
Hi.
people icon, and then find yourself in there and double click that. Hello.
That would be.
I don't remember how to do that. Ugh. Oh, there we go. Athletics.
Why you lick?
Why you look?
I mean, that's not a bad roll. It's like a natural 14.
Yeah.
I rolled a 4. So.
Tomas is going to drown.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. 5, 6. Okay.
Mika float, she'll grab him.
Yep. So, as you guys drop into the water, most people get prepared for it. Tomas, you take a couple seconds too long to hype yourself up, and as Reese does the final drop, he dips a lot lower than you expected when his weight hits the water, because he doesn't have the natural buoyancy to stay afloat. So as you go to take a deep breath, you just get a lung full of salt water and start choking.
This is so par for the course.
Water fucking floundering in the water.
Mika just reaches his grab.
Get to us, like, monkey cling to Mika.
Yeah, Mika luckily pulls you to the surface because you critically failed that and were immediately starting to drown. So you cough up your lungs full of water as Mika drags your limp-ass bitch body onto the side of the boat.
You know, it's like 5'4" elf just like wrapped around a dwarf.
Alright.
Who is literally a like at least 2 heads shorter than him.
Yeah, pretty
He's
much.
like breathing heavily and sputtering, and he's like hissing like a cat. He's like, I grew up in the fucking mountains.
I'm also just imagining Reese like trying to stay afloat, like doggy paddling as a
It's okay.
Just like creating water vacuums as he tries to keep his giant ass body from sinking.
It's okay, lad. I grew up in the mountains too. I'll teach you how to swim.
At least until everybody's on board.
Yep.
Then
So
he'll
they
shift
lower
back.
ropes over the side and help pull you guys up. They essentially have to haul Tomas to the surface without any help from him as he just clings desperately to the rope.
That's all his strength to not let go of the rope.
Uh-huh. To be fair, it's fucking disorienting.
Okay, here's a good question, Matt.
Yeah.
Do I know how to change back?
There is an innate understanding on how to
Okay.
change back.
That'd be kind of funny, though.
Guys, I don't know how to stop.
Reese will
So once
change
everybody's
back.
free.
Yeah.
And you can keep the athletics roll because it's your base athletics.
Okay.
Hello, baby.
Do I make it onto the boat?
Yeah. All of you are able to make it over. Luckily, the seas are relatively calm at the moment.
Once Reese is on board, he's gonna be like, I hated that. Let's never do it again.
Let's go again. Let's go again.
Hey,
I
Captain.
don't know how to swim.
Aye.
We should probably make best time the fuck away from here, please.
Oh, very much so. I suspect they'll be sending some people after you, considering your interesting choice of escape.
I cannot explain the half of that, so let's just say yes.
Yep, and he starts making gestures to the crew to start unfurling the sails as he says that.
Reese is gonna look at the captain and be like, it's Tiamat, by the way. Thumbs up.
What's Tiamat?
Tia what?
Oh,
Alright, and he just
No.
gestures for double time.
Wait, no, I got it. It took me a second, but I got it. Lana's gonna turn to Reese as he says that and goes, "Why would they be mad about you spilling tea on their mat?"
Oh.
Because she's a cunt.
Okay, later. Alright.
I also maybe told her to go fuck herself, so she was probably really pissed.
Oh, that's fucking great.
I mean, you
Lana.
cleaned her mat. Of course she'd be mad.
Yeah, you spilled tea all over her mat. That must be
Oh.
some sort of elven faux pas, right?
Guys, really?
I don't. Oh, is
As
that
much
the
fun
man's
as I'm sure
name?
you're all having, I'd hold on to something.
All right.
Already done.
Yep.
Yar har fiddly-dee, time for the ship to sink to the sea.
Ah,
Masterpiece.
I'm glad we're starting off with memes.
You are a dragon.
God. You're a dragon. You're a dragon, Harry.
Oh, we're done. This is good.
Alright.
I love this.
So with that, you guys plop over into the fun little ocean dimension that you guys have been traveling via to avoid suspicion, and start beginning your journey towards the hunting grounds. So, as excited as you all probably are to spend another fun week on the ship, can you stop? One of yours came by and dropped off a gift for you, and he pulls out a small key from one of his pockets and shakes it in your direction. Follow me for a moment. And he starts
Following.
heading over towards the cabin, starts walking over towards his cabin. And when he goes and slides the key into the lock and twists it, as he opens up the door, Mika, it opens into a familiar space. A small office of sorts, lined with bookshelves, and guarded by two automatons.
I was gonna say, is that Cornelius' space that I'd been in before?
Yes.
Oh, good. I hope he's got some news. And
Yes.
he's got to be better at this point.
Well, it looks like... Sorry. It's gonna be a few more days before we make our way there, and it seems your friends were considerate enough to think that you might want to relax and prepare for the trip rather than sitting it swaddled up in a cot for the next few days. I'll send word to Nara once we're about to make landfall, and until then, I wish you guys a healthy recovery and good work out there.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
So, as you guys pass through and into the office, one of the automatons greets you, and the other heads off to go fetch Cornelius to bring you back to the observatory. For those of you that haven't been in here before, this is a small series of offices and what appears almost to be a library of sorts. The entire place is lined from wall to wall with books. And though Cornelius sits in the largest of the office, when he comes to greet you and brings you outside, you see that lining the walls of the room are about half a dozen other desks occupied by other individuals poring over the tomes. You are hilariously neat. Are you gonna interrupt my train of thought?
Cat, that's what they do.
Ah,
Baby.
baby.
Welcome back, everyone. We took a little bit of a precaution, considering that we didn't expect we'd be able to send the observatory out too much farther. I hope it wasn't too much of an inconvenience. Stop.
Well, better this than the boat. I am perfectly happy to see it.
Alright. Well, if you just follow me, we can head right back over to the observatory and begin your celebratory days of rest.
See.
So, he escorts you back out past the other desks and through a door leading you into the upper floors of the observatory.
if at all possible, say walk by his desk, the big one he usually uses. Mika's gonna.
Mhm.
I want to take a look and kind of peek a look at his desk as I walk by and see if I can spot anything from a Mobe.
Give me a perception check.
This is for shits and giggles, pretty much. Yeah, that's a 1. Nope, not even gonna total that up.
You're so fucking burnt out from having done that fight less than half an hour ago that your brain can't even focus.
I mean, it's a 23 total, but it's still a 1.
Yeah, a natural 1 will drop it down to a failure, unfortunately.
Yep. That fits.
Alright. So, you are all welcomed back into the observatory at your arrival, and you are free to spend the next 7 days doing as you please. Does anybody have anything they would like to do with a week of downtime?
I have a thing.
World domination.
Weren't we all gonna kind of pile together for a little bit of a powwow on when we got back?
Yeah.
That sounds
Tomas
accurate.
Tomas does have a general request for Nara, though, at the beginning of the week.
Okay.
He's just.
Do you guys want to have a group meeting?
See, if Tomas didn't pull one together, Mika sure as fuck will. Like, by day 2, if they haven't started
Oh,
talking.
you think Tomas is gonna, like, pull a meeting together and be a leader? What?
Yeah.
So that depends. Does anybody pull a meeting together when you guys get back?
If no one steps up immediately, Reeves is going to. Alright, cool, we're back. So, can we debrief on what happened back there with the everything?
Might as well get it over with, I guess.
I mean, you kinda... Yeah.
You don't have to if you're not ready to, though.
It's just nothing that is really going to be that helpful.
Well, let's have a consensus then. Once, assuming you're in a fit state to say stuff.
Might as well do it now so I don't think on it.
That's the spirit.
So, you okay there, Reese? Just alright?
Not especially.
Yeah, well,
Physically fine.
it's kinda how those go, unfortunately.
So, dragon thing is new. Yes.
Apparently not that new, I just didn't know about it.
Okay.
Cool.
You said something about you commissioned all those underground tunnels and the underground estate.
Mhm.
So you mind circling back on that a little bit?
Oh, I'm just the guy we fought. Technically, me, I guess.
Wait, so the thing... The angry guy was the other you?
Yeah.
Huh.
You're a bit of a dick.
Thanks, Reeves.
Well, not you. The other you.
Mm-hmm.
So, wait. Is his soul now with you?
Yes.
You don't sound happy about that.
Yeah, you don't sound so enthused, do you?
Well, he's kind of an evil asshole.
Oh,
Anyone else? Anyone else rattling in there?
Yes. Reese. The
I
original
thought
one.
you said that guy we fought was you.
He is. I'm not Reese.
Who's...
Oh, I remember you said something about that before.
Matt. Does Reese know who Reese actually is?
Yeah, she explained it to you. It was... You have the body and mind of Eadras.
Well,
But
his
the-
true identity, I mean. His other name.
Yeah, Eadras.
No. Reese's other name.
Oh, yeah. You gained those when the
Okay.
body swap happened. Or when the memory finished, rather.
Okay. You should be like, it's probably less confusing to refer to him as, it's Eowyn, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Eowyn. One of the 7 heroes. Not actually me. I just look like him. And Brianna. I have a little bit of Brianna.
What?
Man, Tomas's face is going on a journey.
Okay, wait. So you look like one of the 7 heroes.
Yep.
But the you in there is.
My body
but-
is Eadras. And I have the memories of... Well, some of the memories of Eowyn.
AKA you, Reese. Yes.
AKA who I look like. I know it's confusing.
Hey, so, so there's like a level of like reason, right? Okay, so Eudress and Aelwyn, I'm gonna stick with Aelwyn. That those make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Reeves having who he's got makes sense. Me having who I have makes sense. Why do you have a piece of a goddess?
It's a great question. I guess because technically, I guess somehow she caused me to exist.
Well, I mean, she caused all of us to exist in a sense, but I get the feeling that's not what you're referring to.
In a more intimate way.
So she's your mom?
I guess? Oh, I don't want to think about that right now.
I mean, she's a mom to all of us, but
But yeah,
like,
I also didn't face a sin. Did you guys face a sin? Because I didn't.
yep.
Yes.
yes.
Did not.
Oh, speaking of that, by the way, as soon as Reese is done, I have a little announcement for the room. But anyway, sorry.
It's
I
good
did
to
wait.
make that note so that we don't forget about it later. Because
Yeah,
apparently Reese's mom is Brianna.
Yeah.
And that was not a sin.
One of them.
One of your
I faced the other one.
Oh, Reese, why does your mom let you get to have 2 moms?
I don't want them. Do you want
And
one of them?
That's when Reese punches Reeves in the throat.
Yeah, basically.
He dodges. He doesn't actually punch.
Anyway.
The fact that Brianna somehow is involved with with you being however many yous is one thing. That wasn't a sin.
No.
So what
The
did we
fuck?
find
So
exactly?
the sin was there, but I didn't face it in my
So did
thing.
we do what we even went there to do?
Yes, I just had to deal with something nastier.
What?
Oh, fun.
What in the world is nastier than a greater sin?
Is this the tea on the mat that we
It's-
spilled?
Tiamat. Tiamat. Her name is Tiamat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tea on
Nara's-
Tea on Matt.
Nara lets out a fucking heavy smoke-filled sigh at that name. Oh, God
Nara knows
damn
who
it.
she is.
What the fuck is a Tiamat?
Mother of all dragons, I guess. Evil goddess.
Oh, ancestors
The
fuck me,
antithesis
why?
of Brianna. And her first daughter.
Fantastic.
And my other mom.
See, your grandma's your
Wait.
mom. Okay, you know what?
Yeah, just don't think about it.
Undoes flask, takes a swig, hands it to Reese. You need this.
Reese takes a swig. Thanks. I think Tiamat was after the fragment of Brianna that she left in my body.
So she left it there. Okay.
Tiamat tried to steal Brianna's. My brain just went by. Forgot what it was called.
So-
Divinity.
It's the whiskey. Take another swig. It'll knock it back right in.
Sorry, that was me, not Reese.
Yeah, I was gonna say either way works.
Tiamat was trying to steal Brianna's divinity when whatever happened with Reese and Eadras happened.
That sounds about right.
And something happened, and I'm the result. I also told her to go fuck herself, so she's probably not happy with me.
Okay,
Yeah.
honestly, telling
Then-
gods to fuck themselves is the best.
Say, is anybody really at this point?
If anyone deserved it, it's her. I wouldn't actively try to seek her out for a while. She's nothing if not a vindictive cunt.
Why would I ever seek her out? She's terrifying.
I mean, you seek out terrifying things when you have like a death wish and such. But I'm kind of.
I don't.
Okay, that's good to know. Honestly, that's good to know.
Tomo's like, wow, you're doing better than I did.
Well, if it makes you feel better, if what Nara says is true, we'll probably be hearing from her real soon.
Great. I'm so excited.
If she went that far out of her way to hide on that island and we couldn't find her, I guarantee she'll be trying to stay low so the others aren't aware of her existence, at least for the time being.
Oh yeah, that's the explanation. My parents were actually never there. They were Tiamat. That whole island was controlled by her.
So
I think.
were the parents just there as like bait?
Probably. I don't know.
Do you need to check in on your parents?
I'll have to do it in the morning.
But that wasn't
Wait.
actually them that was there. Was it? Because I remember them turning on us, but I don't remember from the bad letter. I'm trying to remember what happened prior to that. They had turned on us, right? They weren't actually there.
But did you
Yeah, they-
contact them by magic?
I do, yeah.
Can it get sent to the wrong recipient?
He just kind of looks at Nara. He's like, I think so.
Were you specifying your mother when you were sending those messages previously?
Fuck.
Wait, what?
Why?
Technicalities and
Wait.
magic. Hooray. Okay. I hate
Tiamat's
magic.
my mother.
Oh.
Fucking magic.
Wow, magic is really messed up.
Oh, it's just very specific.
Sweet.
Yeah, you gotta like really read the fine print of that stuff. I just kind of like point at a person and I'm
Very
like,
like-
I want to protect that person, and then it usually turns out all right.
Look, half the chapters in that book that Avi gave me was all about that.
Also, fuck you, Matt.
Yeah. Magic is very... we'll call it metaphysical to keep it simple. You said you'd ran into your mother before, Reese?
Like,
Back
which
in Levo
one?
Lari.
Oh, yes.
It's quite possible that was also Tiamat in disguise trying to cause that link between you two.
I don't want to think about that.
Wow.
Cool.
She's nothing if not crafty and addictive.
How would she even know if... you know what?
Jesus, Leo.
I imagined when you're like that, you've had a lot of time to plan this. So, I guess I can kind of see it a little bit, but I don't know.
She's also one of the more powerful of us, at least in our current state. She's native to the mortal plane and has more power here than most of us.
Oh, good.
Not surprising, she's been able to get around most of us thus far.
Wait, I thought all you guys used to be normal folk once, and then you put on the hat.
Or the pants.
Let's just say you get used to a certain way of things and it's hard to readjust back to being mortal.
Oh, it's like when you take a vacation up in the frozen areas and then you get all back down south and then you gotta get used to it being all warm again because your body got used to it being cold.
Sure.
Sure.
I get it.
Some of us are better at making preparations than others, and she just glances in Cornelius's direction. But, needless to say, we should avoid her as much as possible, unless we have a plan.
Okay. But we got what we went for. Yes, you got the bit. We're done.
As far as I can see from my readings, there's no more great corruption there, so it lines up with what's happened thus far.
It's accomplished.
Alright, that's good. Then she can fuck off and we can fuck off and hopefully we can get this done before she decides to do whatever it is ancient dragons do.
How old do dragons live?
In theory, several thousand years, but she also has a decent portion of Brianna's original essence. She's as much a god as her sister. Sorry, brain fart. She's as much a god as Argith is.
Yeah, I was definitely wondering about that.
Reese just like buffering.
So I got a real important question then, probably the most important question of the night. How old is Reese's actually now that we know what's going on with him?
Do you want more static?
Wait, why would Reese's age? Ow! Don't do that, please.
Did I hear it?
No.
Oh, Reese like, oh. It's fine. I don't need to know how old I am.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you're still Reese.
Why
You
would-
just figured out some new shit, so...
Why would Reese's age be static?
I genuinely wish I could explain this to you. It would make all of our lives a lot easier.
Oh no, why is the presence of a red sun suddenly has to be a great big secret?
Ow!
Stop it! Rapes! One day I'm gonna have my own static work and you're gonna really be sorry.
You know, it's a lot easier if we just shoot him.
I'm
Ow.
gonna get my own static work, just you watch. And when I do, oh boy howdy.
Well, I don't have one, so
Well, Lana,
This is a matter. This is vengeance. This is justice we're talking about here.
Lana, I hate to break this to you, but I don't think vengeance and justice are the same.
Oh, that was Kevin saying the wrong word. Yeah.
Lana,
Reese is just being sassy.
Don't listen to them, Lana. It is whatever the fuck you want.
Yep.
Well, tension broken. I'm going to my workshop.
Oh, hang on. I just wanted to. I mean, you already know, but I just wanted to make sure everyone else kind of knew what was going on too. Just before we all split apart, I had something real quick I wanted to say.
Yeah. You
We
mentioned
did say that out loud before.
Yeah. So I already told this to Reeves and Tomas because we kind of had a little talk because we were the people that did the thing with the things. Anyway, so
At the place.
yeah. So for those of you that haven't gotten spirits inside of them yet, Tomas, I wanted it known that I'm able to actually talk to mine, like the other Lana, I was able to meditate enough to kind of pull her in.
Oh no.
So so that seems like something that is an important talent to have. So I just
don't
wanted
want
to,
it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you're kind of a special case, but anyway, if anybody was interested in learning how to meditate or just kind of getting in your own mind for a little bit. I'll be doing that with at least Reeves. So,
Yeah, if I'm around, I'll join you.
yeah. Anyway, offer's open. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew, because, I mean, I didn't really get a whole lot from her. She just mentioned something about a sickness, but really, that's
Wait, what?
like about it. What?
What? Say that again, please. And more details now.
Huh?
Sickness. She talked about a sickness.
Yeah, she just talked about something kind of crazy that was going on with a bunch of the people, like wherever she was at, and like it was making them all crazy and like making them turn on each other and
Was it making them?
making them.
You and I
What?
will have a chat. Okay. You and I are going to need to have a chat next time, as soon as you next get to next time. Just do me a favor, please. And next time you talk to the other you, can you please ask her nicely for more details on that?
Yeah.
You're assuming it won't be static.
Is there anything like specific you want to know about it, or like?
Cornelius might be a better
Actually,
idea for you to give me more.
wait. Wait. I think that Sarah can actually, because I told her that she can like watch. So like, if you want to just ask her the question yourself, you can just kind of look into the eyes and maybe she'll get it.
Sure. I'll pretend that makes sense later.
I'll need to meditate for a little bit to go talk to her, but like I wouldn't mind playing fairy for you at some point. I'll find you.
Okay. Yes, please.
Do you guys ever look at our lives and be like, wow, this is fucked up?
Yeah.
That's exactly why I've got this. Holding up flask. It's almost empty at this point.
No, never.
You're a special case right now, babe.
I'm just trying to.
I was being sarcastic.
I mean, we're all just trying to make the best of a bad situation here.
I know, but it's also still a little fucked up.
I live a semi-charmed life, thank you very much.
Semi, why not fully charmed?
That's a good question. Why is the turn of phrase like that?
I guess because a fully charmed life would be bad for some reason.
Because you wouldn't be in this if it was fully charmed? I don't know.
You know what? Not important. Meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned. I'm gonna hold meditation classes starting tomorrow. Mika, I'll find some time to sit with you and play Ring Around the Rosie with Sarah, and it'll be great.
Right. Yes. Tomorrow. Okay.
Right. So sorry. Sarah's my middle name. It's what I'm calling the other Lana, just to keep things kind of normal.
Makes as much sense as anything. Okay.
Hey, Nara.
Yes.
Do you mind moving the observatory back to Caltesi?
Sure, we got a few days to kill anyway.
Thanks,
Give me a half hour.
Okay, I'm good.
Yep. Alright. Any other questions for Nara or the group before you all scatter?
Scattering.
Miko
Yeah,
wander
Reese
over.
is gonna go find the bar.
Miko will join him as soon as she goes finds Cornelius first.
Do we have a bar?
Reese will find a way.
Nara, can you make us a bar? Lana wouldn't actually ask that, but I find it funny.
There is a cabinet full of alcohol somewhere in the pantry.
Yeah.
Reese is definitely rating that.
Get enough for me too, please.
Tick 06 best whiskey. He was saving it for a very special occasion.
Man, why does my character sheet say 0 gold? I had 1,000. and then you drank $1,000 gold worth of whiskey.
Matt? No, sorry, not Matt. Sephi, Shirayuki is an amazing unit.
Yes, she is.
Alright. Did somebody have something specific for one of my characters that I heard?
Yeah, Mika was gonna go plant herself up in front of Cornelius and just look at him expectantly.
Ah, yes. I actually have good news for you on the Amove front. Let me stop doing dishes real quick.
As if Cornelius would ever do dishes.
No, he built a robot for that when
Yeah.
he was like
I was
12.
gonna say, out of character!
Okay. So, word back from Amove, and it looks like we're close to a promising breakthrough.
Alright.
So we can go over it with the others in a bit more detail. But remember the automatons you ran into? The ones that I had informed you that
I
the
remember them.
souls
Yes,
have been
very
trapped
much.
to. Well, Amove has been inspecting several of them as carefully as she could manage. And out of the entire sample size of 24 that she's been able to get over the past few months, all of them are empty.
And that's good news?
Yes, in a sense.
I guess it means they're not stuck there, but where the fuck did they go?
Aside from the automatons themselves, there are several ways around the city built to store them temporarily in case we need to do any repairs or upgrades on the chassis themselves. It's possible that a good portion, if not all of the population, is safely stored away across several of the banks around the city. She's currently trying to investigate the ones she's aware of and isolate any others that may have escaped her records. Hopefully within the next week or two we should have more information back from her, and we can start planning our trip there as soon as you guys have finished up your work up in the hunting grounds.
So their souls may actually have gotten stuck somewhere good this time that we can fix, or at least we know where they're at.
Yes, the behavior we're seeing so far seems to be, in essence, almost like a muscle memory, an action that was repeated enough times that it got trapped in the spirit circuits and repeats itself on loop. So at the very least, if we encounter any issues there, we don't have to worry about dealing with the automatons themselves for fear of breaking the spirit cores within them.
That's good to know those things. The designs I saw were pretty robust, so
Indeed.
I don't know how they got out of them in the first place with their robustness, but if they're not in there anymore, and well, okay, I'll go figure out my notes some, but okay. Alright, that is good. That is good.
Yep. I'll continue making preparations with her, and once everything's sorted out and we have a plan to resolve the issue, I'll pass that all along to you and your friends so we can make our preparations.
I appreciate it. I don't suppose she's found anybody still alive by any chance? Anybody who may have not gotten the sickness in the first place?
He shakes his head at that. Only empty automatons so far.
Alright. Thank you. Tell her thank you.
I'll be sure to pass that along.
I am going to go get cheerfully drunk.
Considering what you guys seem to be putting up with, I do not blame you.
And Mika takes herself off.
Yep. Alright. So, you guys now have a week of downtime. What would y'all like to do?
Reese is going to put his Heart of the Party buff up for that week.
Yep, give me that performance check.
I did not think about this at all.
I didn't either. 38.
Yep, everybody gets a +1 to all their downtime activities for the week.
Nice.
Nice.
Lana has her meditation class, but I can wait if anybody else has something special they want to do.
Miko will definitely join for that, but I'm trying to dig back through old notes.
I have plans.
You
Where
are
are you
free to
doing
choose
that?
whatever day you want for that happening, by the way, Sam.
Yeah, he's probably. I have a plan for that. I was thinking like day 5-ish.
Okay.
Did you say a meditation class?
Were you not paying attention? Yeah.
Dramatic.
Because Tomas
This is what you're doing.
No, yeah, she brought it up during the meeting where she was like, "Hey, I meditated a bunch, and now the other me can talk to me." So
Well, okay, hold on. I can paint this picture real bad for you. Okay, Wolf is gonna peek his head into this class like a jock would like peek his head into like a drama club.
yeah,
But it's not like
Nerds.
It's more of like he knows it's what he needs and he's gonna do it. And that's
Fuck yeah.
that's how Wolf's gonna enter
fuck
Well,
yeah.
and join for that.
I imagine
So-
Wolf peeking his head in and already sees Tomas like fast asleep.
Yeah, so Lana's
He's
gonna
reaching
start
the
running that
levels
on
of
day
Zen.
2, by the way. Like, just she's
It's probably funny for Tomas because he meditates to trance, so it's probably a muscle memory thing where he just falls
Pathfinder
asleep.
elves don't trance.
Oh, they
Yeah,
don't?
no. But it's funnier because Tomas only sleeps 2 hours a day, but he still manages to fall asleep during meditation.
Wow.
Only 2 hours. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a paranoia ring. It's also probably why you guys never see Tomas eating anything.
He still eats when he can get a good salad.
A nice summer salad.
Yeah, some like mixed greens, a few berries in there.
Neat.
Plenty of alcohol to wash it down.
I can do my plans if you guys want.
Yeah, say Mika didn't have. I'm still digging through my notes, so.
Well, I would like to do the meditation class to see if Reeves makes any progress with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the first class, Lana's gonna give a bit of a preamble about like the kind of the purpose behind meditation and just like blocking out the mind. She gets a little nervous actually giving her spiel, and then she just kind of straightens up and puts her hands behind her back and strikes a pose almost identical to the one you would have seen in the dreams with Master Shen striking, and just kind of calms herself down. Just goes about instructing about the whole block out the physical world. Be one with your own thoughts. Build a temple in your mind.
Reeves raises his hand. Did you just say to block out the mind?
Oh, no, block out the world. No, you gotta be in your mind, cause that's where you're doing your thinking.
But isn't my mind part of the world?
No, not in this sense. You gotta like forget about the body and be in your mind.
But the brain's an organ.
No,
Tomas also
Reeves
has his
does not
hand-
make much progress in meditation.
Shocked Pikachu face.
Yeah.
Reeves takes a week to figure out what the fuck meditation is.
Tomas is gonna raise his hand. Lana,
Tomas.
last time I blocked out the physical world, I was told that was called dissociating, and that's not
No,
healthy.
no, this is different. You're doing this because you're confronting your problems. You're alone with your thoughts. It allows you to recenter. How do you think I sound so profound half the time? It's because I spent like all my meditation time thinking about what I'm gonna say or how I'm gonna do certain things.
Wait, you think things through before doing them?
Tomas
Sometimes.
goes squint at Lana. He's like, the last time I spent that much time in my head, I literally wanted to die.
It's because you're not doing it in a healthy manner.
Okay. Okay.
It's not the action, it's how the action is being done and why you're doing it. As long as you have a good grasp on that, anything can be good for you as long as you're doing it right.
Yeah, I'm not known for doing things right, but let's see what happens, right?
This is the first step towards doing things right, Tomas.
Do we have to vocally
No? Have you heard me verbally, Rome?
Eh?
No. Reeves, it might help us center ourselves.
What? No!
Okay. Reeves sits crisscross applesauce on the floor, closes his eyes, and goes,
Tomas is gonna do the same thing, but like with his back against Reeves.
I love this.
You try to do something nice for someone, and then this is what happens.
Okay, I'm sorry, Lana. I'm
I
just.
appreciate you, we do.
We're just riddled with depression.
Reese occasionally passes by this class, like, on his way to, like, look up more things and read more books, and is just like...
Mika's
Alright, we'll focus.
Well, I'm a little lost now. Really, the most important thing to take away from, like, this is day one, right? I mean, meditation, like, it took me, like, up until we were about to leave Millstone to do it right, but, just learning to be safe in your own mind and take some time to unpack things. That's really the most important thing to take away from day one, As long as we did that, I think we made some major progress.
I have another question, but I feel like it's gonna make you depressed.
Oh, no. Tomas, what's
Maybe
your question?
For an observation, like, wasn't aware your mind could be safe, so how do you do that?
You know how sometimes you have some thoughts, and I know for a fact that you know this. You know how sometimes you have some thoughts that you don't want to have, and
A
you
lot.
wish, yeah. Those are dangerous thoughts. You need to be okay with your mind. You need to feel at peace with yourself. Or at least, kinda.
So, overcoming the reflex to not suppress those? Is that what you're saying?
Kinda, yeah, actually.
Well, buddy, that might be tough for you. He says to Tomas.
Yeah, Tomas is gonna look at Reeves, she's like, this is gonna take longer than I thought.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
sense. That's the sense I'm getting.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, this did work for me. Maybe you'll find your own ways to talk to your other selves, even if this didn't work. But even if it does work, even if it doesn't work, I think it's a good talent for people to be aware of, just so that, I mean, with everything happening and all the stuff we're kind of putting through, I think a better way of unpacking things would do everyone a lot of good, myself included.
Okay. So preamble done. Can we get started?
I mean, I've been trying, but
We're kind of been shitheads, Reeves.
Yeah, we have.
I just imagine like Lana looking over past the two gremlins and Wolf in a perfect meditative stance.
And yeah, Mika's just kind of sitting going, okay, just sort of waiting.
Okay. So
We know this routine.
We're the two class clowns that should not be that should not be seated together.
Placed on opposite corners of the room, but every time the teacher turns around, you magnetize together.
Alright, well, with preamble done, Lana will try to walk them through the basic steps of how to begin entering a meditative state.
Mm-hmm.
Mika's actually gonna try really hard. This.
Wolf's gonna try really hard to make Lana feel like Lana's doing a good job.
Aww.
Wolf doesn't let you know he's doing that. So none of you know this.
Well, no, you guys should be looking at Wolf's example right now. He looks very in his element. He looks very comfortable.
Tomas just looks at
He's
it.
not comfortable.
Tomas
He's
looking at
doing a
Wolf,
great job at bluffing it.
mutters a salty teacher's pet under his breath.
God damn it, Wolf. And that's when meditation happens. I'm out of ideas.
Hell yeah.
Wait. Do orcs having tusks make them like weird mouth breathers, like obnoxiously so? Is that ever a thing
Do you
that's
wanna
talked about?
be?
I mean,
I was like
Wolf
thinking
can be
of
a
like
weird
Wolf had
breather.
like trouble with that, but I guess like after like them living for so long, they'd probably just deal with it. So I was just
I'm
sorry,
assuming
I
this.
imagine
that was
it could
more
be
me
like-
thinking out loud, but
Yeah, it could be a problem when they're younger, or if they have like a mouth injury that makes it so their jaw doesn't still fit together properly. But I imagine eventually, otherwise, their heads would grow into it fitting properly.
yeah.
I made a wisdom check.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's roll.
Yeah, it's not gonna do Mika any good to make a wisdom check. She's just trying to practice and then to try and pester Lana later privately.
Yeah.
So we'll say Reeves gets as far as imagining. Reeves, when you imagine a safe place, like an inner temple of sorts that you could go to separate yourself from the world and feel at peace, what would that be? It
would
doesn't have to be an immediate answer if you don't have one.
Okay. I think he already has a space for that, and it's his workshop.
Mhm.
So it'd be some sort of workshop area.
Alright. So I imagine he mostly just spends the first week getting comfortable going into his head and clearing out everything else except a space like that, and he can just start visually imagining himself there and separating himself from the outside world when he does so.
As he's doing the visualization, he's just gonna mutter, "Wow, this place is a mess."
Lana like squints a little and is like,
I don't know if he needs like a metaphysical mess or like if he's somewhere where it's messy because it's comfortable.
Wow, I think like this.
I imagine Reeves entering the workshop and it's on fire and going,
Like picturing the community thing where he walks in with the pizzas.
oh no, I have some things to unpack.
"Damn, Reeves, you live like this?"
Yeah, that was the whole. I think like this reference. But okay, I guess that's his week of doing the meditation.
Right. And I imagine meditation isn't like 16 hours of work a day, so you guys are still
No.
free to do other activities.
No.
Yeah, Lana takes like an hour to kind of walk them through it, and then
Tomas is gonna play hooky the 3 days after that.
Yeah, at some point during the week after one of the meditation sessions, Miko will definitely be pestering Lana for
they're
Okay.
one-on-one
for the one-on-one
conversations.
chats here, probably after the first couple days or however long it takes her to get the idea of how to do some of this.
I would be okay cycling back around to that if anybody else had anything they wanted to do.
Yep, same.
Alright. So we'll put a quick tab in meditation. Is there any other outside activities that you guys want to go over?
What?
Any crafting checks, anything like that? What was that?
I do.
Okay.
So the third day, after meditation, Tomas is gonna go find Reese and then Mika individually and let them both know that he's gonna go spend a few days and kill Tacy because he's pretty sure if he does not tell them again, they will hunt him down and kill him.
Reese is very capable of that now.
He is. Yeah. It's mildly frightening.
I appreciate the gesture. Thank you
And
for
then-
letting me know so I don't have to smack you in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I don't need that guy. I'm probably gonna sleep there, so like if you guys need me, yeah, I won't be here.
Reese just squinting at Tomas. He says, "If you die, I'll kill you. I'll find a way."
Well, you'll have to bring me back first. In that case, I'd be really appreciated. He's just gonna grin and then give him a quick kiss on the cheek and leave. And then Matt.
Yep.
He's gonna go find a spot that's like a decent size for a town hall area.
Mm-hmm.
And did he start like clearing that out and cleaning that up and get building on that?
Yeah, there's still the remnants of all the old buildings if you want to start rebuilding the town hall.
Yeah. I pinned it because apparently I never fucking pinned it before. But before you said that the labor was the number of days, so if it says 23 labor, that's the total number of days it will take him?
Yes.
Okay, because he's
That's
gonna spend...
one person doing 23 days worth of work.
Okay. So he's gonna do 3 days of that at first.
Alright, you can probably track that on your sheet if you want as well.
Yeah, I already started.
And for awareness, I'll get officially handed out later on, but you all got 250 gold in supplies when you returned.
Whew.
Do I need to pay the 65 for the town hall up front?
No, you can pay it in installments.
250.
250.
Why do I have
Each?
my gold on here? Oh, man, I did not have that much gold. SFE, if you wanted Reeps to join him, you're free to do so. I know we talked about that.
Yeah, I think I think when he like gets there like after an hour, as he's like clearing away some rubble and stuff like that, he'll just hear So you told the others you were coming here, right?
I told Reese and Nika because last time I snuck out here, Reese came after me and yelled at me and like thought I was running away again. I got in really big trouble. So
I see.
yeah. What's crazy about here, Reese?
Oh, you weren't in your bunk. That's what he says. Oh, he says, well, I was wondering if you wanted a little bit of help.
You don't even know what I'm doing yet, Reeves.
Well, you've
Sure.
been clean. I mean, you've been cleaning around. You must be preparing something.
Yeah. I mean, I won't say no to help. We'll probably, I've never actually built a building before. Have you?
No.
Yeah, we're gonna like learning together because my people need somewhere to live again. That's home.
This is really funny, considering what Lana had been meditating about.
I mean, you don't have to build the whole thing by yourself, Tomas.
As Reeves looks past Tomas and sees like hundreds of destroyed buildings.
In fact,
yes.
in fact, that might be not the most practical thing to do.
Well, the plan was if I could get the town hall rebuilt, like maybe some of the workers could come back and then they'd have somewhere to sleep that's not in a tent, and then maybe we could get the homes rebuilt.
Do you need to talk about anything?
I don't really know what I'm doing, Reeves. Do you know anything about leading people?
About what?
Leading people, like being a leader and in charge of their livelihoods and their existence and like whether or not they die or if they eat. I don't know how to do that.
Well,
Reeves,
yes.
when Tomas asks you that question, you feel like some kind of warmth bubbling up inside you for a moment, and then it fades away.
I'm gonna fix my
Appropriately timed.
I'm gonna fix my sensitivity
Who
a
was
touch.
that?
That was Billy. They're playing Vermintide.
Billy.
I'm
Holy
gonna
shit.
fix my sensitivity a touch.
That was fucking perfect.
So what kind of warmth was it? Was it like a sort of familiar warmth, or
Yeah, when Tomas was describing that it was a familiar warmth.
I'm onto you.
I don't know what you're talking about, bitch. I would never allude to anything.
He's just gaslighting you again. Reese just has gas.
Yeah.
uh, um, well, not on the scale that you're talking about, but I did help Venquin teach some of the acrobats how to do stuff when I was still part of the troupe. Being a leader is kind of like being a teacher. You kind of have to. It's not about doing everything. It's about making sure that they can do their best to do what they're good at.
I was just gonna sit on the ground, look at Reese. He's like, that is. God, that's a lot different from what I was taught. I'm starting. I mean, I already knew my dad was a piece of shit, but now I'm starting to think he was wrong more often than I thought he was.
Well, Tomas, the circus isn't just the ringmaster. You got everyone. It takes everyone to put on a good show. And and doing that, rehearsals suck. Sometimes tensions can run a little high, but we're all in it together. Hardships are common. What I'm trying to say is that well, is that you don't really need to do any part of this by yourself. It might not be the most opportune time to start doing this, but I don't know. Once we take care of the sins, once we do what all we can do, you could probably just lead your people back here, and you could just rebuild together.
Yeah.
Sure. And regarding the tent situation, well, we do know deities. Maybe they could help conjure shacks out of the ether or something. I don't know.
That extent feels a little bit like cheating. I feel like I gotta do at least this part, Something to prove to them that I mean, Phelan told me that I don't have to lead them, but I kind of feel like I need to. But at the same time, I'm not sure if I'm the person they deserve, and maybe if I do this, then it's proving to them that they can count on me. I don't think I did too good by them last time.
I mean, whether or not they accept you is their problem. But, I think... Well, I don't know what you have in mind for a town hall, but maybe we'll keep it simple.
Yeah, maybe you can help me for a few days, and maybe next time we'll see how we do, Reeves. Maybe we could ask Wolf. He's got a little bit more strength than we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We'll ask him next time.
All right. Well, let's just clean up a bit. Make a nice clearing.
Hey, Reeves.
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks.
Of course.
And he's gonna turn around and like not look at Reeves for a while he cleans.
Softy.
Matt, can I start with putting 15 towards it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I have another thing, but that's towards the end of the week, so if somebody's got like middle of the week things, I could hold off on that.
All right. Does anybody else have any crafting or shopping or discussions they want to do?
Reeves will do some crafting in the morning before he goes and helps Tomas.
All right. How many days do you want to do morning crafting?
Let's do.
We'll treat each day as a half day of crafting.
Okay. We'll do. Let's do 4 days.
All right. Give me a crafting check.
Are my skills? There they are. Uh, 26 plus any modifiers.
+1 from Reese. So let me check. You see this. Skills, crafting, earn an income. A 27 makes it. Are you
Awesome.
expert or master? Master.
Am a.
It says master on your modifier. I forgot they added that part.
I'm a master, yeah.
Alright. So that is 12 gold in progress.
12 gold in progress. Okay. So that puts me at 47.5.
Alright. Getting close. Probably one more downtime and you should be good to make a new attachment.
Awesome.
And I'll let you know how much the difference is that you'd have to pay towards or craft towards once we hit the 50 gold milestone.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else want to do crafting or shopping during the week?
Yes, Mika. She'll do like the meditation and the crafting alone for just the first couple of days. So I'm not sure. What day does Tomas take off to Cal TC?
The 3rd.
Okay.
Like the day after the meditation class.
Gotcha.
Lana's just gonna show up for day 2 of meditation class and just be like, oh.
Miko
Oh.
keep doing that until she'll do them until through day 4, and she'll do crafting afterwards, and then go find Reese actually on day 4, second day of Tomas being gone.
Lana, Reese will be there for the morning class, but he'll be taking off to help Tomas after it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's only for like an hour in the morning, so yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought that'd be funny. It's just
Aww.
it's like,
Hey, Wolf's a good boy. Wolf will show up.
yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, crafting, wanted to start working toward that weapon potency thing, so just starting the crafting on that.
Sure. How many days of crafting do you want to do?
I guess that would be day 1, 2, 3. Probably spend most of the first couple of days crafting.
So give me a crafting check and let me know your skill level.
Where's my crafting? Expert?
Okay.
14 plus 16. 30 total.
Alright. That is 15 gold in progress.
Okay. Yeah, and on the second day of Tomas being gone, Mika's gonna go track down Reese. See what he's doing after the morning meditation thing.
Reese is probably either practicing music or studying. Probably practicing music if it's during the day.
Alright, so yeah, she'll come track him down. It's like, so So do you know what the heck Tomas is doing?
Yeah.
You bored enough to go help with whatever it is? Because I am bored.
Oh, I'm soft.
Sam. What day is this?
It's like the 4th day. I guess the 2nd day Tomas is gone. Meek's like,
Okay.
Yeah,
alright.
it would be the 4th day of the week.
Reese is gonna look at his notes, look at his violin, look at Mika, and be like, "Yeah, I suppose some fresh air would do me good."
Something else to do right now. It's too quiet in here.
Reese like looks at his violin and looks at Mika and arches a brow.
Well, I mean, Tomas took off, and then Reeves vanished off too, and I'm assuming that like others are probably gonna end up following, so we're just gonna go now.
Let's be honest, Reeves is usually locked up in his workshop anyway.
True.
But yeah, fresh air would be fine.
Perfect.
Off they go.
Hey, where you guys going?
Gonna go poke at whatever it is Tomas is doing.
What? Tomas is off doing something?
Well, he's not here, so he's off doing something.
You're right, I haven't seen him. What are you doing?
Hope you guys are good at building.
Mika flexes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good at pretending I know how to build.
I'm going for moral support.
That
Well,
works.
shoot. I don't want to be the only Redeemer left in the air. I'll tag along. Besides.
Wolf alone.
Oh yeah. Forgetting about Wolf.
Wolf walking around like, guys!
Hang on, let me go grab Wolf. Let me go grab Wolf, because I don't want to leave him alone.
We might need his physical prowess.
He's tall. We need tall. You guys are all taller than me.
That doesn't mean much when it comes to me.
Just waits for Lana to go find Wolf. Wherever he
Lana
is.
goes find Wolf.
You have a +1 in strength now. Put it to work.
Oh yeah, but I can't.
Wait, who has a +1?
Reese?
Yeah, Reese is ripped.
Why can't I see you, the rest of you guys in here?
Eh?
I only see Mika and Wolf and Redeemers.
I only see Mika and Tomas
What do you mean in Redeemer?
in like in the actor list.
Oh yeah, I can
Yeah.
only.
Oh, I
Yeah,
only see
for some.
myself.
Yeah, for some reason we have access to Mika's sheet.
What?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I can see Mika.
But I can only see
I
myself,
can too.
but I can see nobody else.
Okay, never mind.
I think I
We
know
don't have
it's
to deal with that right now.
Okay,
Oh god.
I was
I
just
figured
curious.
out the issue. Get out of Mika's sheet.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Wait, but how do I?
Whaps all of you.
Are you allowing us to drag you off?
Nathan.
Yeah.
Well, field trip. Let's go.
So it's gonna be like day 2, and then like Reeves and Tomas are
I think
just
it's
gonna be
day 4.
doing
We
the
made it to
thing.
day 4. We made it to day,
Day
4.
4.
Yeah.
Day 4. And then they're just gonna like turn to the hillside and just see a fucking Redeemer's field trip just closing in like da 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 da.
Yeah, exactly.
So, said it and I said, no, it was a tension wire. Get it?
Reese will lead the way because
Oh.
he's been there.
Oh.
Fucking dead ass Tomas.
Reeves, do you see that? Am I like hallucinating right now?
See what now?
That,
Oh. Hey!
You guys look like you found something fun.
You know, it's really hard to like brood and like self-contemplate your own personal existence when like you guys
Oh
all suddenly show up.
no! What's that like, Tomas? Please tell me more.
Listen.
No.
No listening.
Okay, I was wrong. This is a tension wire.
Alright, so what did you take off to go do?
To rebuild my town so that my people will accept me as their quote-unquote leader.
Oh, that's adorable. I love that.
Lana!
Oh, is that not the right thing to say? I'm sorry.
Reese ducks down behind Lana to like laugh into her shoulder.
Mika just
Come on.
kind of
He's-
looks at the situation here.
Come on.
Cheeks are bright red.
Come on, guys. He's processing some stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Looks
It was an accident.
Is this place actually ruined, or?
Like, all the buildings are in disrepair, they've taken heavy physical structure damage, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
A lot of it's been taken back by nature, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Who here knows how to do carpentry?
I can at least make a go at it. I got a hammer and I know how to put things on a wall, so
You have to build the wall first.
I mean, you got stone, right?
Nothing that I can lift. It's been a bit rough.
Well, that's
Well,
what
it's a
you've
good
got the
thing
rest
we
of us
brought
for.
muscle.
So, where do you need it?
I don't know. I've never built anything before. This was kind of It was a figure out as you go sort of situation, honestly.
Well,
I mean, I didn't bother asking you for blueprints because I thought we were just cleaning.
well, you picked a place, so let's get the place ready and then we go from there. You honestly thought you were going to sneak away and do something without all of us showing up.
Yes.
I have processing to do.
Okay, well, you can still do that.
Behind Mika's back, Reese is gonna point at her while looking at Tomas.
I don't understand what you're doing. I feel like you're making fun of me right now, Reese.
Reese is just gonna roll his eyes.
So you came.
Can we all like quietly clean up this area and not make fun of Tomas today? Well, if we make fun of Tomas tomorrow.
I'm not gonna make fun of Tomas anymore. It was an accident. I'm sorry.
Not making fun of you, I just want to know where you want me to clean up.
This one, this building, town hall first. Was the
Uh.
plan?
Alright,
The very, very loose plan.
sensible start. Want to do a town hall? You may want to talk to that, you said you had that man of yours, your assistant or family assistant or something like that back?
Nim does not need to know about this yet.
Politics underfoot.
Well, alright. Seems like though if you wanna plan, he might be a good guy to plan with.
Nim's gonna call me cute.
And?
I can't handle that yet.
Okay.
He'll get like, you know that face, that look on like your parents' face when like you know they're so proud of you but you feel like an absolute fuck up and you're like, please, please don't be proud of me. He'll get that look on his face.
That sounds more like that's on you.
Okay, I actually do know that look. I can get that.
Yeah.
Reese is just looking confused, like buffering.
Alright. Mika just goes and starts picking up rocks.
Tomas trying not to like hyperventilate because like he has like the sudden like deep realization that he has friends who care about him.
Oh no, the horror.
To absolute horror. He's like, God, I really fucked up with the not making friends part, didn't I?
Reeves will say, "Cool, people with actual muscle arrived. I'm gonna do the most important job at all. I'm gonna supervise."
Oh God, okay.
Mika turns around and hands Reeves a really big rock.
Nope.
Wait, so you were supposed to actually destroy all that gravel? I messed that up so hard in my sanctuary.
Yeah, Reeves just gonna look at the rock and say nope.
Reese is gonna walk up to Tomas, pat him on the cheek, and be like, "By the way, you are cute," and wink, and then walk off.
Get wrecked, idiot.
Oh, I don't mind that one. Okay.
Reese will help clean for the first time in his life.
Oh, baby.
And that's it for Mika. Other than the thing with Mona at some point.
Yeah.
There was one thing Reese wanted to do before all of that. He wanted to go and talk to Nara about his familiar betrayal.
Fun.
Fun.
Alright. So you're approaching Nara.
Mm-hmm.
She looks up at you from her work on the observatory's globe as you enter and goes, "Hello, Reese. What can I do for you?"
In the middle of our battle, my familiar kind of betrayed me and left. Is there a way I can get a new one?
She kind of looks at you, confused for a second, and says, "You should be able to get another one the same way you got the original."
That's good. I wasn't sure because it was a weird situation. I don't even know if it was mine to begin with.
Yes, you are a bard. That's a bit unusual. But I suppose if you had been looking into it, it's not completely unheard of. But yes, as long as you have the ritual to summon one and the supplies on hand, it should be easy enough to resummon a familiar.
Okay, I just wanted to ask first in case there were complications.
No, it should be fine. The familiar that betrayed you, you performed the ritual to summon it the first time, yes?
About that. No?
Well, that explains the betrayal, considering what you all are going through thus far. It was probably the Sin's familiar and mistaked you for its owner. Were they in an active state when you found them? The Sin, not the familiar.
No.
It probably got separated from them at some point in time. And found you before it found them.
Explains why it was such an asshole.
Yes, especially if it is... Well, considering it was one of Tiamat's children, I imagine it was a chromatic dragon.
Yeah, blue.
Yes, they tend not to be the nicest of individuals. Well, on the outside, at least, they'll pretend to be, but... outside appearances aren't what a familiar is always based off of.
So, about that ritual, do you happen to have it?
can teach you one that should be applicable. Do you have a specific concept in mind for what you're looking for?
I think so. After some reading.
She nods at that. She extends one of her hands outward and forms a piece of paper before quickly scribbling down some ingredients and writing some notes before folding up the paper and tossing it down to you. Go get those supplies for me and follow the instructions I wrote down, and make sure to keep the image of the familiar you want in your mind. That should do the trick.
Okay.
Should take about an hour, but it's not something you should be terribly unaccustomed to.
Well, thank you.
No problem at all. Hopefully you have better luck with this one.
Oh, I hope so.
Alright.
I'm gonna get the calligraphy worm, Matt.
Yeah, I know you are.
It's so cute!
Yeah. Well, let me see if I can get a little... either you can find an icon for that, or I'll dig one up after this session.
I'm looking for one, but I'm not really finding it.
Yep.
Calligraphy what?
Calligraphy worm.
Like a tiny little dragon whose little claws are inkwell pens.
Yeah.
Aww.
And it
When
can
you guys
spit
were-
ink.
That's so cute.
When you guys were talking about calligraphy worms the other day, I thought literally there was a video game called Calligraphy Worm, and I'm kind of sad now.
I can't find any calligraphy worm art, but I'll look for something.
Yeah, they don't have art from what I like, at least official art from what I saw, but I found something that comes to mind. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh. A baby.
Yeesh. Okay. Is there any other shopping or discussions people would like to have during the week?
One more.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the week, after the thing happened, like the first day back at the observatory, Tomas is like, he's suddenly gonna be really giddy, and he's gonna go find Reese and grab him and start dragging him off into a random direction looking for Lana until he finds Lana.
What? Do you,
No,
what are we doing?
A good thing happened. I need Lana though. Lana.
Hi. Hi. What? Stop
Well,
yelling,
I
please.
did
What did you do?
Lana, I talked to Ruan.
What?
And you know how you were talking to your other you?
Yeah?
Yeah, Ruan doesn't know where my other me is, but I talked to him.
Really? Wow, that happened really fast.
Yeah, it was when we were cleaning. So yeah, Reese, you don't necessarily have to talk to the other you. I guess you could talk to whoever's in your head, if that makes you feel a little bit better on that part. If you ever want to, you know. He looked kind of. I don't know if happy is the word, but he looked okay again.
Well, I'm happy for you.
How did he come to you exactly?
I
Like
was
when?
asleep.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think I've got the meditation thing down yet. Oh god, Matt, I feel like there was important stuff that Ron told Tomas and I don't remember any of it. Did I make notes? I did not.
Did you have something specific that you were thinking of that's like on the tip of your tongue?
No. But he kind of confirmed what you were saying about other Lana, where like he can see things. He can selectively tune stuff out, which is, you know, good because privacy reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess like if if Sarah ever doesn't know anything, we could always ask him. Oh, I did an interesting thing I do remember.
Yeah.
So you've got Sarah and Master Shen, right?
Yeah, Master Shen is still resting, but yeah.
Oh, because I asked Duran if he knew where Other Me or where Silkus was, and he didn't even know that they were in there. He was like, "How many people are in here?" And I'm like, "Well, you see."
Well, Sarah was there when I accepted Master Shen, so she obviously knew about him. She thinks that he'll show up when he's ready, though. That's what she said.
Oh, I accepted Duran in a different place than the other two, so that explains that, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Did he say anything about, like, that sickness that had Mika freaking out, or...
No, we mostly spent the time talking about things we missed.
Oh.
Oh, he kind of taught me a little bit about music. And Tomas is gonna look at Reese and give him a small smile. A little bit about magic too. He made fun of me for being 178 years old and not knowing how to do magic. He says it must be really built up. And then he made fun of me because he was like, Tomas, you would hate yourself. And I'm like, that's just rude.
What?
Re-snort laughs.
I told him that I thought my other me was kind of an asshole, and he made fun of me for it.
Oh.
But yeah, I just wanted you guys to know that I'll go tell Reeves later. I've kind of taken up a lot of his time, and I'm sure he's got like his workshop stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna keep trying to meditate more. I'll pay attention better in the other class. I'm really bad at school.
You've got your own system going. I think that it'll work just fine for you.
Okay. Also, Reese, I'm sorry I kind of just grabbed you and dragged you off. I got really excited.
You're fine.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I've got. I'm still not good at ending conversations, guys.
Well, this
We're
is the
just
part
gonna
where
gently pat him on the shoulder.
I'm just gonna walk away now, and then the conversation will be over.
Thanks, Mama.
I gotta go talk to Mika anyway about the whole, sick thing. So
Yeah,
I'll see you guys later.
I guess I can ask him to after if that doesn't pan out.
Yeah. Yeah. Just bear it in mind for if you ever fall asleep again. Don't want to harangue your brother too hard,
I
cause
kind of want to sleep more than 2 hours a night now, but not badly enough to take this ring off.
well, just start at 2 hours, and I'm sure it'll be plenty of time.
That's fair. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna walk this way.
Goodbye. I'm gonna go see Mika now.
Tomas, still holding onto Reese's hand, just walks off in another direction.
Or he's just like jerks and he's like, oh, Tomas.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to go somewhere? I can let you go.
No, it's fine. Use your words, Tomas.
I'm not good at that.
Try.
Reese, he looked really good. And Tomas is gonna have that look on his face where, like, the person's about to start crying, but they don't want to start crying.
Or he's like, okay, honey, come on, let's go.
Okay. I definitely do not have that face right now.
Nerd.
Leave me alone.
And with that being the last thing she sees of those two losers, Lana's gonna go find Mika.
Depending on if it's later in the day, is probably taking a bunch of notes. Somewhere. I don't actually know where it should be at this point.
We'll just say, like, cafeteria or something.
Yeah, probably. Just like sitting there with a couple of different notebooks, just like looking up a couple of them and scribbling in another one.
Hi. So I remember you got like really You got really excited when I mentioned that Sarah said something about a sickness?
Yeah, yes, it may, I don't know, I may not be the same thing, but, okay, those
Okay.
weird bullshit dreams, Cindergate had a sickness going on.
Yeah, okay.
I want to know if what...
So before I go in, because it takes me like about 10 minutes to get set up and actually get in there, have you seen, when you were dreaming, did you see any of the symptoms of the sickness, or was it
Yeah.
just talked about?
Yes, I was researching it in the dream.
What
And
what sort of symptoms did you see?
She shoves a few pages worth of notes at her.
Ah!
So
Where do I even start?
it's
this...
so it's like, okay, so she points to different sketches of different body parts. You got some of them, they're turning dark and they kind of look like they're rotting, but they're not actually rotting. They're leaking essence and just just like
okay, so
detailing off.
Okay, so their bodies are rotting.
Right, you're the guy we interrogated back in Faircrest. Like that. Kind of. Mostly like that.
Oh, and like that other guy from the little town where Harmon is.
Like that, except the entire city.
Okay. Lana's gonna try real hard to think back to her first dream. Did the people in that inn seem like they were kind of had that going on? That?
No.
It may be something a little different then. I'll definitely ask Sarah about that if that was one of the symptoms. Did you have any other questions? I kind of want to get like a laundry list going before I go in there and, this doesn't take like hours on end of me going back and forth.
Basically, if what she's seen is anything like this, and then what if they were able to deal with it, how widespread it is, what they were able to find out, anything they could find out if it matches this. If it doesn't match this, then it's...
Alright, well... Lana's gonna take a look at the page with like all the symptoms and stuff, and she's gonna try really, really hard to memorize as much as she can before she sits down and starts to get into her mind temple to go visit Sarah. So if I need to roll anything for that, I don't know.
No, you should be fine.
Okay.
Mika's gonna get up and go pace somewhere else to try and not disturb Lana.
Lana's just like asleep and like meditating in the corner of the cafeteria. And she's gonna try to bring the paper with her when she gets in there.
Groovy went quiet.
Yeah, something happened with Groovy.
Did it go offline? Oh, it did! Groovy died.
Oh, weird.
He was so young.
didn't
they're back.
didn't get to live.
This poor
Probably just like a little update or something.
Okay, there we go. I will figure that out, but you guys are free to continue.
Yeah. I had a couple of questions for the other Lana just to see what all Lana figures out while she's meditating. But
Gotcha.
take the time.
Hey, Groovy will figure itself out. So you had questions for Lana.
Yeah,
Or
Sarah.
for Sarah.
Yeah. She was like she just kind of materializes the page that she memorized and just like, hey, I don't know if any of this is gonna sound familiar, but I mean, I'm sure you saw. One of ours kind of wants to know what was going on with that sickness. If it might be related to anything in their dreams?
Yeah, I heard a little bit. Let me take a look to be sure, though. And she takes a look over the sheet, nodding her head.
There's-
Yeah, these all seem to line up with what we were seeing back when I was working around the capital.
So it is the same one then, that's good. I don't remember if there were any other questions, but I don't suppose y'all were close to figuring out anything like maybe like a cure or anything like that, or anything I might be able to bring back?
She kind of shrugs a little bit at that and says, I know there are people looking into it, but I wasn't too involved with them directly.
Yeah, I figure not.
Yeah, it sounded like there were a bunch of priests and alchemist types looking into it, but
Anywhere where they were doing that, or any particular place that you knew of?
I know there were a lot around Faircrest, and it sounded like a couple other places, but no other big names come to mind. Except for that. Mika, did you mention the name Cindergate while you were talking about all that?
If she didn't, Lana would bring up that Mika was from Cindergate and just be like,
Well, Mika's from Cindergate, and she's trying to sort all this out, so.
I think that was one of the other ones. They had a lot of people there that were looking into it for a while, but I'm not sure how well that went.
Well, I guess that's the only real question I got for you. I mean, how you doing in here? It's probably got to be kind of boring, just watching everything all the time, just not really being able to do anything.
Oh, you'd be surprised how well we can keep ourselves occupied in here. And then, if you want, you can have small talk back and forth with her for a bit.
Blah 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 blah.
yeah.
Yep.
It's just
Then
kind
you
of a
wave
segue to
goodbye
that.
and head back out. Yeah.
Lana will open up her eyes after a little bit of catching up and then go let Mika know what's up. Just say,
Well, didn't really learn anything new about it, but Sarah was able to pretty much confirm that it's the same thing going on. So, whatever sickness it is you're chasing is the same one that she and a bunch of others are dealing with.
She doesn't know, like, who else would have been dealing with it, or where, or what?
It seemed like kind of a worldwide thing from what I kind of picked up. Like there were people everywhere suffering from it.
Interesting.
I don't think she would know anything about like a source or anything like that. Unfortunately, she didn't really seem like she was dealing too much with the sickness herself.
Gotcha. Well, it's still good to know that that's... I guess it confirms a couple ideas I thought I had, but that's good to know at least. Nearly said Amove thought she might be homing in on at least some sort of possible solution to at least Syndicate alone, but I don't know about the disease as a whole. Alright. Thank you a lot for that. That helps.
Yeah, happy to pitch in. If you got any other questions for Sarah or me or whatever, just feel free to let me know.
Probably have more once if I ever get to do this part of it on my own, but it's good to know. But Mika will continue scribbling.
This is the part where I walk away. Goodbye.
Bye. Not even looking up things. That is... Mika is actually starting to get a clue. Yay!
that's all I had.
Alright. Sorry, I was just typing something out.
I got you.
Alright. Does anybody else have anything that they wanted to go over?
don't think so for me.
All right. So, towards the end of the week, you guys are called back up to the observatory to go over the latest round of information as you guys prepare to head towards the hunting grounds.
Oh, I guess towards the end of the week, Reeves is going to check his Lin notes.
Yeah. It's getting pretty full up on those. It does have a small note recently that Lynn says she's probably going to try to stay quiet unless something big comes up, because she knows that they're running out of communication this way.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Right. So, after you guys reconvene the council up at the top of the observatory, let us begin the discussions. So, King Edmund steps forward for a bit and looks over all of you and nods. Well, while you all have been busy on your side, me and Osik have been doing what we can to piece together what remains of our information network in Brescia. We have a couple updates to share with you all that might be of interest to you. Both myself and Emmy were able to confirm that there appears to be a lot more divine aether in the air than there appears to be a lot more divine aether in the air than when we departed in Faircrest, and it seems to be increasing at a pretty steady rate from what Nara has been able to confirm for us. While this is beneficial in a sense, to clerics such as us, it also seems to be having some sort of effect on the Silver Order. Some of the members that we've been tracking that appear to have been in their ranks for longer periods of time are starting to display unique characteristics, setting them apart from the rank and file that we've been dealing with up until this point. From what Cornelius has been able to tell us, that appears to be related to some of the domains that those allied with Ethos and Eber have under their command.
So the more devoted they are to Ethos, the stronger they get? Am I getting that right?
Perhaps, or as they're continuing through their efforts and recruiting more people, or turning those who refuse to join their order into aether for the others. It's causing a new, heightened level of these knights to begin appearing within their ranks. We're not entirely sure of their exact capabilities at the moment, so I'd advise caution if you run into any of these veterans. They'll likely be a bit cut above those you've faced thus far.
Do they look any different?
Yes, they all appear to have some unique characteristics. While their armor is still silver like the others, they have pretty defining visual representations. Some of the ones we've caught out thus far are those that carry runic objects into battle, such as staves or magically enchanted blades. There appear to be those that carry large great swords into battle that they are able to enhance with some sort of divine flame, and others that have large shields they carry into battle to protect their allies and take damage in their stead. There might be a few others, but we're still waiting for reports to continue coming in. I'll keep you updated as more information comes.
Awesome. So avoid fancy armor.
As much as you can, at least. And we also have an update on Brescia and the surrounding lands. The Silver Order appears to be keeping the current threat at bay for the moment, though, as the number of demons as the demonic incursion starts re-emerging. I'm unsure which side will tip the balance in their favor at the moment. Whether the Silver Order and these new evolutions of theirs will be able to keep up with the flow, or if they'll be overwhelmed once things begin to kick off in full again.
Guess as long as they're keeping demons busy, or demons are keeping them busy, then hopefully there's less of them to get in our way.
Yes, it looks like they're keeping each other in a stalemate for the most part right now.
I know this is a little bit of a long shot, but I don't suppose you've heard anything from like the Millstone area, maybe?
Nara chips in a bit. After you guys managed to take out all the sins around that area, we've been taking a look more closely. We're able to look, for the most part. There's still a little bit of a disturbance from Chinny, but from what we can tell, most of the surrounding smaller villages are still intact, though some of the members are starting the recruitment process at Chinny. We've gotten a rundown from some of your old allies, and from what we see, the contacts you had at Millstone are still being kept in place, either due to their physical injuries or their importance to the infrastructure, but we're not sure how much longer until they're either healed by the members of the Order or replaced and expected to start their training.
At the risk of invoking more static, do we know, like, Ethos's endgame is just to stop the demon incursion, yeah? That's all that is?
As far as I'm aware. But then
Okay.
again, I've been asleep for most of this. Putting it as kindly as I can. And Cornelius says, and he hasn't been exactly too keen to share any information with the Mother or I even before he tipped his hand.
Okay. I guess my question is, once we deal with, like, we have 2 sins left.
That we're aware of, and then we'd still have to deal with the demon host itself, which is quite a bit above them.
Okay, so
What happens after that?
yeah, that's my question.
Hopefully, that means the Godfall will end, and all of us will be expected to return back to our domains, and things here will begin returning to as normal as they can. But without any of the Trinity around to confirm that, it's still speculation. None of us have a direct say in that matter other than those 3.
Wait, the god what?
We're not normally supposed to be down here. Only because of the extenuating circumstances that was the incursion here at the moment. At least most of us aren't.
So was that like a decision made by the big 3?
Yes.
So, defeat the sins, you guys can go home, and then the incursion's just gonna end?
We'll only be allowed back up when the incursion ends at the earliest. That was the authority on which we were sent down to resolve. We're essentially locked here until that issue is fixed.
And then 2 of the big 3 decide to come down on their own and join the party. And it all shit went sideways.
They came down with us. As to why they suddenly decided to have a war amongst themselves, God only knows.
Well, 3 of them know, but yeah.
One of them
Yeah.
ain't talking.
Yes, they're not exactly the most forthcoming of us.
Well, I sure hope for their sake that what we're doing independently isn't going to muck things up.
Let's hope not.
I don't know, I'm not sure if I care if we muck up their plans anymore. They're kind of assholes.
Yeah, I mean, they had every opportunity to do it right.
I mean, I'm less concerned about their plans and more about You know, the realm.
Fair, I guess. Guess the realm kind of matters.
Like, I like the realm. I live there.
Yes, unfortunately for you, Tomas, you also live in the realm.
God, I know.
Speaking of the realm, I do have updates from the other 3 nations.
Let's hear it.
The elves remain pretty steadfast in keeping themselves free of obligations to the other nations, and thus far the Elven King hasn't allowed the Silver Order presence to take hold there. Phelan appears to be doing what he can to protect the lands and rally a resistance, but the Elven lands wasn't exactly the most densely populated before the war. What remains of the dwarves appear to have allied with Brescia and are seeing an increase of their numbers as Silver Order initiates in their rank, unfortunately. Without the guidance of the crownless king, I don't suspect we'll see much of a change there unless somebody else starts pushing on them. And for the moment, the halflings and gnomes are largely unaffected by the current events, but they don't have a strong military presence of their own. If the incursion starts popping back up there like we expect it will, it won't be long until they fold to the order as well. I'd give them a few weeks to a month at most at the current rate of things. And considering our last updates from Olgaria, I wouldn't expect much assistance from them either.
Likely not.
Yeah, that's. I don't want to go back there anyway.
Bulgaria is where we got fucked, right?
Yeah,
Is where things came to a head.
that's where.
Yeah.
That's.
Gallows humor.
Yep. And given the escalation, my second OSEC have been aiming AV through secure channels and have arranged for regular supplies to be smuggled to dead drops when possible. She was able to retrieve some of it in this last week, and we've seen that it's been distributed accordingly, and that's where your 250 gold came from. We'll try to keep these supplies running as best as we can, but we only have so many agents left that week, and Ashera are still loyal to us. And that covers what remains we have for updates. We'll try to get more information on what we can on the surrounding areas as the static begins to disappear. But until then, that's what we have. And this is Nara speaking. And just a show of hands, how many of you have been to the hunting grounds before?
Crickets.
Crickets.
Cricket.
I don't think I have, but who knows?
Who has memories of visiting? That being the expected case, I'd recommend that you pack warm clothes. It only dips above the negative on a good day.
Ooh.
Good
Sounds
to
like an
know.
excuse to go shopping.
If anybody
Indeed.
needs warm clothes, they can have mine.
They won't fit me.
And you won't need them. Why?
If
Hey.
Phelan is anywhere near as kind as he pretends not to be, I imagine that Tomas already has some sort of protection against it.
Yeah, I've also
Hey.
got Hero on my side.
Matt, would there be any mechanical reason why I couldn't say that Lana just uses ki to regulate body temperature, just as kind of like a bullshit?
It helps a little bit, but we're talking like a negative 20 to 40 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Like to the point where the rules say you take cold damage if you're not wearing winter clothes
Hmm.
and start getting fatigue.
Got it.
Yep. We've been in contact briefly with Kivral, and he'll try to get in contact with you upon your arrival there to offer what assistance he can. It sounds like he's doing what he can to keep the sin there in check, but it's already started to awaken and is gaining power faster than expected.
Oh, you guys get to meet the good one.
Nara thinks about saying something, but just kind of nods in agreement.
Yeah, you can't deny it, Nara.
He is certainly the friend they are of them.
That's a way to put it.
Alright, so I will leave you guys to go buy some winter clothing and any other supplies you want to stock up on before heading out.
Shopping trip.
Shopping trip.
Put me down for winter clothing.
Alright, let me go check the cost on that real quick.
Reese is gonna get fur-lined leather clothing. It's gonna be black. Actually, he already has a coat, so.
Wolf actually has like a setup for his gear for like cold weather because he's kind of used to it. Would I still need to buy shit, or can we play that off?
We can say that you already have winter clothing. For everybody else, it's only 4 silver.
Sweet.
So, Matt, for my thing, it takes an hour, but like you don't start taking damage until like an hour, right? I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do this. Alright, does anybody else want to buy anything while they are at AV's shop before heading out?
How do I subtract stuff from my treasure? Oh, is it just okay. I would need to look through stuff. Since we had the week of downtime, are we able to get our special retainer points?
Yeah, if you got... Sorry, I forgot about that. If you want to send people out, I can have that information for you by next session.
Okay, I was wondering for like the purposes of like making trinkets and stuff like that.
Yes, if you want trinkets and potions and all of that, we can grab those as well.
Okay. How does that work again?
If you have 4 points. So if you pick trinkets, for example, all of you can take up to 1 trinket of your level. And if you pick consumables, you can all pick 1 consumable of your level, up to your level. If anybody wants to surrender theirs, you can get a single trinket from up to 1 level higher than you for 2 points instead of the 1.
Yeah. Lana's gonna yield hers because Kevin has a smooth brain and never uses fading items anyway.
Well, hey, that's what the little hotbar is for.
Are there any
I never remember I had them.
cold resistance trinkets, I wonder?
You know what? It's a great question.
Wait, what was the number of points for the levels of things again? I'm sorry.
You can select 1 item. You can select an item of up to level 10. It sounds like you guys want to do at least trinkets. Do you also want to do a consumable as well? You have 4 retainer options, and selecting consumables is 1 downtime point, and consumables would be another downtime point if you want to go that route.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I would not mind the consumables if I would be allowed to get an elemental gem.
Yeah, if that's a consumable, you don't have... yeah, you can select any consumable type.
Yeah. If you guys are okay with that.
No!
Someone can take mine because Reese doesn't use them.
Mika always forgets hers, but wants to try to remember it. Let's see here.
Matt, can I get an orange elemental gem?
You sure can.
How
Fuck
high?
yeah.
How high of level of trinket can we go?
Up to level 10.
Okie dokie.
I know. He said level 10. I'm looking at this. I'm like, this feels broken.
And then you remember you're level 10.
Yeah, I know, but like, I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
Did we just hit level 10?
No.
Before Envy. Or no. Lust.
For Lust, yeah.
Yeah, before we left it for that town.
Oh.
If we're getting
God.
trinkets, can Mika get a jade bauble?
As long as that is a single trinket that is less than level 10 or lower, you can.
It is a single thing, yes.
Matt,
Yes.
how much were moderate potions?
Moderate potions are consumables. Potions. Healing potion moderate is 3d8 plus 10 hit points and 50 gold.
I'll take 2.
Alright.
I don't remember how to add items. There we go.
Who was yielding their consumable?
Kevin
Me,
is.
because yeah, I can't use it.
Can I make another clarification real quick? So we're using a point on trinkets and a point on consumables.
Yes.
So with that 1 point, everybody gets 1. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for the 1 point, everyone gets a trinket token or a
And then
trinket ticket.
everybody gets a consumable.
Yes. You each get 1 consumable and 1 trinket unless you give somebody else your point.
Okay.
Okay.
Who wants mine?
I will take yours.
Okay. I just paid for my potions.
I would like a mummified bat and a lucky rabbit's foot. It's uncommon though.
That is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Mika just wants the jade bauble and whatever that temp healing potion is we can get for the consumable.
Nathan, I'm gonna send you a thing.
I like things.
That's a consumable that you would be able to get if you wanted it.
Did Matt tell you guys about the thing he sent me? Was it yesterday?
No. What?
Fucking. Was it the garrote bolt
Oh, the garrote bolt?
That sounds ridiculous.
that you can
I
choke
sent
people
that
with?
to, Yep, I sent that to Reeves as well.
What level is that?
It's like, I want to say like 15 to 17. Yeah, it's 15.
Jeez.
Jesus.
Where did you
Do those count as consumables?
Yes.
Okay,
Did
well
you
I
see
know what
the-
I'm getting. When
Seven, did you see the price?
It
Yeah,
has to be level 10 or lower, I thought.
Well,
Yeah.
once we're 15.
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant.
Where do you find the trinkets? Because I'm smooth
It's
right
under
now.
consumables, talismans.
Okay. Okay.
How do you
Be aware there are no level 11 talismans, so if you gave your point to somebody, they just get 2 trinkets.
how do you add them to your sheet?
You
Compendium.
should be able to open up the compendium and look under equipment, and then search for the one you want to add.
Where's the compendium? I'm not finding that anymore. God dang it.
It's the book next to the music and the cogs. The very top.
Get, I see actor. Okay, I'll see what I can find. Thank you. Okay, all good.
If somebody wants my talisman point, I'm good on that one.
Well, if no one jumps up for it, Reeves will also take Tomas's talisman point.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Kevin,
me
were you
too.
saying you're giving up your consumable point?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not really too
Uh,
good at using like the consumables,
That's
so
more than fair. I'm getting more used to it as I remember to use my poisons and such.
yeah.
Sorry, I missed it. What was the healing potion you can get as a temp consumable?
It is the moderate healing potion.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, thank you.
Probably
Alright.
take a fleeting moderate. So the
Okay,
consumable she'll take, but the trinket she won't.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm able to get 2 potions because I have my own, and then I took Reese's. So I'll take 2 moderates, I guess.
All right. God, it feels so good to be able to just jump between these tiles to do things.
What's the item actually called? Like healing potion, or
Yeah, it's healing potion and then moderate in parentheses.
oh, there we go.
And if you guys want to sell or buy any magical items during this downtime as well, you have 2 extra points if you want to send AV on a shopping run.
Hmm. Magical item.
And be aware of it, they added a bunch of new Aeon stones.
Damn it.
Like the Azure Briolite. When an enemy fails a save against a mental spell you cast using one of your spell slots as a trigger, as a reaction, you can gain temporary hit points equals to twice the spell's level until your next turn.
Oh my god. Why are you telling me about this?
Kasuffer.
Oh,
That time it wasn't.
Hmm.
Sam exploded.
Sam, no explode.
Hey, there's this stone that lets you regenerate 1 HP per minute.
Oh
Ooh.
boy.
Oh boy. Once every 10 rounds, I get 10 HP.
You get 1
I
HP.
mean, 1 HP, sorry. Not even
Yeah,
10.
don't magnify the power of this stone by 10 times its.
I really like my gold nodule, though.
Yeah, that is fair.
Let's see.
Jesus, the lavender and green one. Lavender and green ellipsoid.
Yep, there it is.
That 30k GP. Powerhouse up there.
I'm going to get the shark tooth charm for my third one.
Hell yeah. Also, if you haven't seen it, Murderer's Knot is really good for rogues.
I was looking at that. I don't have the feat that synergizes with it, so that's
Okay,
why I haven't been taking them.
gotcha.
I'm sure other Reeves has that feat though.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Anybody else have anything they want to buy?
I think I'm good. I do have like 400 gold pieces now. What can I put that towards?
Is your armor already +1 saves?
Yes.
The next weapon upgrade is your +2 to hit instead of +1 to hit, and that is 900 gold.
Okay, guess I'll hold on to it then.
Yeah, I think I wrote down 935, and that's what I'm working toward now.
Alright.
So almost all my gold is tied up in those supplies rather than just gold.
Yeah. Alright. So let's take a quick 5-minute break. Because Sam needs a moment to reboot her computer. And then when we get back, we can get you guys up to the hunting grounds and give you a little bit of a talk. And then we'll probably pause it there because I don't want to do a big combat encounter potentially at 11 p.m.
Okay.
Paint you something. Hi, Mr. Kitty. Oh, let's have a hot chocolate.
Oh, my coffee is wearing off.
Mood.
Wake the fuck up, samurai.
No.
I keep meaning to load up.
It's good to come back with a nice long RP session, though. Plus, there's a lot of important information to go over anyway.
So proud of Mika actually starting to connect some of these dots.
Yeah. I'm glad Mika caught that one of like, wait a fucking second.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I should fucking heat up my milk in my electric tea kettle. That'll go well.
I mean, do you like that kettle?
Yes, actually.
Okay, so maybe not. Keep wanting to jump in and play some Genshin, but every time I think about it, everyone's on playing. I started playing Apex lately. Starting to suck at it less. And Chris Brain can only focus on one game at a time.
Those games are all about building up the muscle memory.
Yeah, and I don't have enough room on my desk to maneuver my mouse properly without injuring my arm more, so it's like I can play a couple sessions, but definitely not.
It's always best not to overdo it.
Yeah. Not quite enough time to build up skill for it.
Tonight's a loose job. Yeah, I look forward to waking up tomorrow, opening up Factorio, and then blinking and driving into work on Monday.
Yeah, that game. That is how that game works.
I figured out oil processing. It only took me 4 hours.
Nice. We managed to finally, actually, between like 4 of us working through each other's worlds, managed to get one of them to launch a ship, a rocket, so.
Yeah, the biggest problem for me is just figuring out what the fuck to expand to next.
Then you get to move on to Satisfactory and do it in 3D.
No.
It is fun in a fashion. It is a bit trickier. I don't have the brain power to work it very well right now. Are any of you guys
Not
playing?
tonight, alcohol.
Any of you guys playing Cyberpunk at all?
Oh no, that game's not getting played for 6 months to a year from now when it actually
If
comes
that.
out.
Wait, what was the question?
Cyberpunk, if anyone's actually playing it.
I got it for free because Jess, so I've been playing it.
Cyberpunk.
I'm
Is
having
your dick
fun.
circumcised?
Yeah, man.
I watched
Need a
Billy
lot more
play
time for me to talk about that game.
game. I watched Billy
I'm
play
really,
at 11,
I'm really
so.
disappointed in CD Projekt Red, to be honest.
Oof. That bad?
Like having a guy run at me T-posing multiple times within an hour from a company like CD Projekt Red, like, and there were points where like dialogue, like saying something, and it just being like a completely different like choice, and it's just prefab missing. I seen that. I fell to the earth. My motorcycle got ran over, and I teleported to the other side of the map.
Wow.
So, I'm gonna bring this up real quick. Nathan, you play Bethesda games, and you're a Bethesda stan, and you're complaining about bugs. That's how bad it is.
It's on that level.
Wow. Alright.
Now, okay, I am having fun. It is scratching my cyberpunk itch, and it does have a lot of really cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they should have just been honest, not crunched, and just took their time with it. Maybe give it like another year. I think they should have did that. I think they just
What?
fell into the
No.
pressure a bit too much.
Hadn't they delayed it already?
Yeah, but I
multiple
think
times,
they
but
should have
kept
stopped being
delaying
like,
it like a couple weeks to a month,
Oh,
which
okay.
isn't enough time.
they
Gotcha.
should have just been like, hey, we really need to test this and cook it a bit more. Can you give us one more year?
Hey,
Or just-
COVID fucked us. We need a year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
COVID fucked us would have been a good one.
They had the freest pass to extend that game's lifetime.
Yeah. They could have delayed it kind of indefinitely if they really wanted to.
It's very hit and miss because I'm like having fun, and then like earlier I did like a whole like section. It was like 45 minutes, and I got locked into an animation, and I couldn't leave it. And I had to reload, and I lost all that progress. And I was like, "Ugh." But I mean that's
Always fun.
that could happen in any game.
Welcome back, Sam.
My computer will connect to my extender, but not my router.
Huh.
Interesting.
So, while you work on figuring out that conundrum, Sam,
I mean, I've got internet back, so whatever.
yeah, there is one more scene that we wanted to go over before leaving the observatory.
Okay.
So, Reese,
Yeah, Matt hopefully reminded me about this. Yeah, eventually later on in the week, Reese is gonna go and talk to Theoden. Sorry.
you
Lord of the Rings
Just-
brain.
going by yourself?
Yeah.
You're so. You find, with most of the other people away working on Calthasi, you find him working in the forge on some of the other gear for people. Hi. And he looks up at you as you enter and nods his head and says, "Good morning, Reese."
Good morning. I have a weird question for you.
He doesn't even stop his work as he motions for you to proceed.
So, before we did our work, I had I guess you could call it a dream. It was technically a memory, I think. And, you were in it.
Oh?
Yeah. Talking to, me and giving me an assignment.
And his work pauses for a brief moment as he looks up to read your eyes for a second. Interesting. And would you mind relaying where that assignment was given and its nature?
Does Reese know where it was?
Yes, it was in the observatory.
Okay. Reese will relay what he knows.
And in response to that, he actually puts down his tools for a second and rests his chin on his thumb and his face against his finger as he seems to be lost in thought for a second before looking over at your face again. I see now. That would explain a few things. It does raise some questions.
I'm not him. I just look like him.
Many, many more questions then. And he makes a quick gesture in your direction. And you see Osek stuck out from behind the shadows and into your peripheral, realizing that at some point in time during this conversation, he had entered the room behind you and shut the door without you ever realizing he was there.
I wish you wouldn't do that.
My apologies, but that kind of information is very sensitive. We had to make sure that it didn't come from a dangerous source. But I'm not exactly worried about national secrets being leaked out in dreams. Not that I suppose that matters much in the grand scheme of things anymore.
Yes, well, I have some of his memories, but unfortunately I'm actually his target.
Yes, the nobleman. It's curious that you mentioned that. Though we were in contact with Elwyn for some time, that nobleman never returned from the war. And unless you're remembering something I'm not, Osek, we never dispatched Elwyn out to Clearhaven. He shakes his head at that.
Well, dreams can be wrong, I guess.
It would be quite curious how close to being right they were, though. How often do your dreams lead you to suspect something like this? I would imagine not very often.
No. But, as you said, it didn't go exactly the way that I remember, so...
Theoden seems to think on that for a moment and nod. Says, well, if you have any more dreams about that, feel free to run them by me and I'll provide what context I can.
I will. Did you know what the nobleman was?
As far as I was aware, he was always a nobleman.
Oh, well,
I imagine that's not the case.
no. He, was a blue dragon. But, you know.
Well, as long as that's only in the past tense, I suppose that's not a threat to either of us anymore.
Technically.
And considering the current scale of things, that's probably the least of our worries at this point.
Yeah. Well, thanks for clearing that up.
Of course, and as I said, if you have any questions, feel free to run them by me.
Will do. And Reese will head out.
Yep.
I actually did remember something that Lana wanted to ask Nara, but it could probably just be done off the wire between sessions.
Sure.
Same with Mika, actually. At some point, end of the week, I'll ping you with what she was gonna ask Nora.
Yeah,
Sure thing.
Lana was just gonna check in on Westray, but yeah, we'll just do that off the wire. I don't want to take up more time.
Alright, so, with everybody all ready to go, you guys wait around and eventually get the signal from Captain Hastings that he's getting close to making landfall in the hunting grounds. And you're escorted back through Cornelius's study, and wait for the captain to open up the door on his side and let you guys back out. And you're really glad you bundled up before heading there, because when the door opens, the wind and the cold hit you like a brick. You immediately feel the blood recede from your face, and you feel all the warmth leave your skin. As you step out onto the frost-chilled deck of the ship, as it closes in towards the snow-covered lands of the hunting grounds.
Okay, they weren't kidding.
That kind of feels a bit like home. Alright.
Why are we here again?
Can't hear you through all the fluff.
Reeves is just like in a like puffy sort of exterior.
His hands can't even flatten against his sides.
The most
Basically.
powerful rogue.
He looks like a tiny Michelin man.
Just T-posing with a crossbow with one hand and a knife in the other.
He's like
Waddling.
Kenny. He's like Kenny, except not.
Wolf is absolutely in his element now.
Yeah.
In comparison, though, Tomas is standing there just in his normal, like, leather armor. He's just scrunching his nose. He's like, this sucks.
Lana's like actually adjusted her cloak a little bit, so it's like really heavily drawn over her face like a scarf.
Mhm.
Reese over here glad that he collected scarves.
Yeah, Reese, you feel great. You're so bundled up and warm.
You just see Reese's eyes.
You just see these two like little blue gems under this mountain of blue.
His winter coat is black.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the scarves that are blue.
Mika's got like the Ashanka and a scarf.
Aha!
Yeah, this is
Matthew.
like, alright.
Yes.
Lana is going to immediately press the digitation her cloak to warm it.
Hell yeah.
And-
Fresh out of the dryer.
And she's gonna keep that up the whole time.
That does make it slightly more comfy.
Reeves is going to take a step forward, lose his footing, and kind of just roll forward.
The captain catches you by your head. Alright. Try to keep your footing, lad.
Reese is gonna see Lana doing what she's doing, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, that's a good idea."
And that's where the two mages comfy, as all mages should be. What's unlimited power if you were just cold and inconvenienced?
Reese also has a new little radiator tucked in his coat now.
How
Yes.
much? How much does clothing weigh?
Winter clothing weighs.
I would imagine if it's like actual furs and stuff, somewhere between 10 and 20 pounds, depending on how much of it
Oh, okay.
you're like actually, but spread out across what you're wearing, just kind of heavy. I'd imagine like lots
'Cause-
of leathers and furs.
Because Lana can heat up to 1 pound, so she'll probably just keep that to her scarf, like around her face.
Or hands or something like, extremity.
Yeah.
Bulk. Yeah, because it's hard because of the way bulk is listed.
Yeah, it says 1 of light bulk.
Okay,
Wait.
yeah, it's light bulk.
Oh wait, that's the wrong description. It says 1 pound.
Yeah, it's weird they do it that way.
Yeah, it's weird.
Shrug. Okay. But as he gets closer to making landfall, it appears that their ship is breaking apart the ice on the inlet as they approach to an old, worn-down dock. And he says, "Well, as fun as it has been traveling with you all, this is about the time where I make my departure for the time being. I wish you all luck, but considering all the fun enemies you all have been picking up until this point, it's about time I ducked out for a little bit. Nara and the Dandy know how to get a hold of me if you need me, but I'd prefer if me and my crew were alive the next time you tried to get in contact with us."
I mean, yes, that would be preferable.
Yeah, keep yourself and your crew safe, Captain.
They say you don't enjoy the cold.
Oh, it's not the cold I'm worried about. It's the things that'll try to light me on fire if I stick around for too much longer.
What?
Yeah,
Wait, what would try to set you on fire?
Well, there's the Silver Knights. There's that fun, fun time, happy loving clown.
And the 5-headed dragon that you pissed off, and all of
Oh, I'm
Ethos's
sure
fun
she's-
allies.
Just absolutely charming once you get to know her. In all seriousness,
I
keep
do
yourself
know
safe.
her.
Yes,
She's a
please
cook.
do.
But I will try my hardest. You all have been doing a wonderful job thus far, so you probably don't need to hear it from me, but I hope you all have a good luck in your hunt.
I'm
Keep yourself
sure
safe
we'll
and
do
alive.
our best.
So he pulls up alongside the dock, and they drop a boarding plank for you guys to head off. And then they give you a good wave as they start heading off into the into the horizon and disappear. You're now just surrounded by the sounds of whipping winds and cracking ice as the hard snow crunches heavily underneath your boots. Welcome to the hunting grounds, bitch. Oh, you see no other civilization anywhere in sight, by the way.
Reese is occasionally gonna tug down his scarves and take a swig from his flask, keeping himself warm.
Or at least convincing himself he's keeping himself warm.
He's doing his best.
Yep. So, you guys travel inward for a bit under the light snow cover. And as you start trying to get your bearings and figure out what's going on, the snow picks up for a moment, and after the visibility disappears for a moment, as the storm quickly recedes, you find there's a seventh member of your group sitting there next to you. A large, wolf-like figure with cloven feet and antlers. Tomas!
Thomas is gonna grin.
You recognize this as Keyhall.
He's immediately gonna walk up and start scratching his ears.
You can see he's trying his hardest not to wag his tail as he turns to the other and addresses them while you scratch his ears.
Hey.
Phelan, I love
Hey,
you so
hey, Matt, I have another question.
Yes.
The cold that they're in right now, does it count as severe or extreme?
Let me take a look. It is severe cold.
Yes!
Are you with me in not caring about severe weather?
Tomorrow!
Fair!
Alright. By the way, it's like currently negative 18 degrees out.
Hooray!
Oh, so Colorado weather.
Yeah. So Vid understands.
I get it.
It's t-shirt weather.
Fucking
Yeah,
walk to
sure.
class
Except
at
if you add the
-20.
humidity, it's Virginia weather, and fuck that.
So, you hear a voice enter your head as the creature looks in your directions.
Right.
Hello, hunters. I have been in contact with Nar for some time and been awaiting your arrival. Are you ready to begin chasing our prey?
Let's get this done with.
Matt, are you ready to see what Lana's prepared spell list is gonna be starting tomorrow?
Oh yeah,
I'll put it in character notes for you.
thanks.
Tomas is gonna laugh a little bit. His friends will smile at Kirel. He's like, they don't quite have the gifts you've given me.
Yes, this land is not for everybody, but hopefully you will grow at least somewhat accustomed to it during your time here. Oh. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
My chosen have been doing what they can to track down the beast that stalks these lands and those that it has corrupted. But they are of little, but they are only of so much effectiveness in hunting such a beast. And others have come to interfere with my work here.
The Silver Knights, I'd have to assume.
Yes. They know they cannot coerce cooperation from my people, so they're trying to take matters into their own hands. as much as I wish I could join you directly in dealing with this threat, it contains a weapon that is more concerning to me. It would be to you.
How so?
Whole weapon?
In the way that I am now, I have many advantages compared to that of a mortal.
Oh, you're talking about being a god. I thought you meant like the whole wolf thing.
No. The being the god thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that makes more sense. I just, kind of assumed. It's the most obvious thing. Yeah. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
You are familiar with the knights that dressed like your large companion there. Those who carry blades of black designed to fight off the fiends.
Oh,
The Black
what do you,
Legion.
what?
Right, the Hill Knights, yeah?
Correct. As effective as it is against fiends, blades such as those have better than average effectiveness against divine flesh as well. And considering the current state of the weapon, it's quite possible it may try to target me first. And I assure you that is not a foe you want to face with my gifts alongside what it already has. I will do what I can to aid you in tracking the beast. There are others who may already be trying to confront it, who may offer you assistance. But unfortunately, I cannot assist you in glorious battle this once.
Well, guess would have been helpful, but I don't want to risk you.
It is the unfortunate state of things. Please, allow me to take you at least as far as I can, and point you in the right direction. So long as I am here, the others will not bother you. And slowly he begins to trot off deeper into the hunting lands.
Tomas is gonna hurry and try to keep pace with them and just very casually like, so how is Phelan doing?
As well as he can. As much as I wish I could assist him, considering how much ground he has to cover in the state he is in. There are problems here as well that I must attend to. That beast corrupts everything that it consumes, and all who consume what it leaves in its wake. It must be eradicated fully. That is taking considerably more time than I would have expected.
Perhaps we can clean this up and you'd be able to go help him.
Perhaps, as long as the Silver Knights do not keep their push.
I also, thank you, by the way. I didn't realize how different individuals smelled, really. It's a little bit weird, but interesting at least. Seeing in the dark is nice.
He nods at that and says, I am glad you appreciate my gift, Hunter.
Yeah.
May it serve you well, the coming fight.
Fingers crossed, right? And then he'll just fall silent and just keep walking with him.
Yep.
maybe occasionally reach out to pat his fur because it's soft.
Yeah. All right. So, unless anybody has any more questions,
Just one.
sure.
Is this gonna be a multi-day trip where they're going before we throw down? Because I did have one tiny little thing if we were gonna like set up camp or something, just for funsies with the spell list.
Yeah, you will be setting up camp at least once, probably twice.
Sick. The following morning, Lana's gonna go visit Reeves.
Okay. Reeves is in whatever tent he's in. Kind of like you open the tent and you kind of just you kind of just see like the pile of clothing that he's like wrapped in. It's kind of like squatted on the floor. You don't really.
Oh, sorry.
It almost doesn't look like there's a person in it.
Reeps?
The
Yeah, hi,
arms like sort of shoot out from the sides. Yeah, Lana.
it's really cold here, isn't it? I don't know how everyone else is dealing with this.
Oh, I haven't noticed.
Do you want to maybe have an easier time dealing with this? Cause I got magic for that.
What makes you think I'm having a tough time with it?
Lana just kind of vaguely gestures at him.
He just gives a big goblin grin and it's just like, yeah. What?
Alright.
What you got?
Alright, all I need you to do is sit here and then...
Blah 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 blah. And Lana's gonna spend the next 10 minutes casting a second level Endure Elements on him.
Hell yeah.
So he is now protected from severe cold. And then Lana's gonna sit there for 10 minutes and cast a third level one on herself.
Holla holla.
Does this mean I can take all this off?
Yeah,
How long will this last?
the whole day. Up until tomorrow.
Woohoo! And he just starts like peeling like all like 7 different layers off of himself.
I had a feeling this might make your day, The Shield Maiden's protection takes many forms, including from really bad weather, I guess.
Oh my god, I can actually feel my limbs.
I know, right? As soon as I saw how bad it was, had to check to see if I could do something.
Ah, this is great. Thank you, Lana.
Thumbs up. And that's all I had.
Hell yeah. Alright. That being the case, we will put a tab in there. Pick up here next week, assuming everybody is available.
As far as I know.
Yep. And then we will probably be taking off at the very least Christmas and most likely New Year's as well, unless everybody's around for it. But I expect both of those to be pretty busy for people.
I'm trying to steal Nathan for Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Merry
And
Christmas.
who knows? Whenever we have the next session, you might finally get to see the results of Reese's ritual.
Mmm.
I mean,
The
the party
familiar-
probably has already seen it.
Fair. That being the case, we can move to this a little preemptively so you guys can all see. Reese's new familiar friend. Oh, did it?
It is
Oh,
they floating.
Oh,
that's
okay.
cute.
Mine's not loading.
Same.
Mine's
gonna
like half
reload.
loaded.
At 90%.
There we
Oh,
go.
There we go.
Vit sent me a picture earlier.
He's a little dragon thing.
That's heckin' cute.
And this one isn't a fucking bitch.
You'll probably see his head kind of poking out occasionally and probably ducking back into his hood.
Aw,
He's like house cat size.
shy baby.
His name is Parsi.
Hey. Does he actually have a ridiculously long name?
No.
Okay.
He's just Percy. Foundry still hates me. That's okay though.
Yeah. You know what your familiar looks like.
No, I don't. Oh, there
Yeah,
you go.
but she wants to see the icon, Matt.
He's a good boy.
Yeah. And I gave him all the appropriate stats, by the way, Vit.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
I try my hardest, folks. Alright.
Baby boy.
So. Good session, everyone. Lots of fun roleplay. Get everybody back in character, and then next week we'll do a little more adventuring with Wolf Friend and see what is in store for you guys.
Hopefully lots
Oh
of
boy.
peace and harmony and friendship and joy.
All of those, correct.
If you mean by freezing cold, fangs, claws, and whatever nasties, then yes.
Depending on your, definition.
Reese is
You
fine.
know.
Reese has a heater.
Hi.
So, Wolf.
Wait, Tomas is able to heat Reese?
No, he's a tiny dragon that explodes with heat.
Oh.
So narrator god guy.
So, Wolf, guess what you just did before the session ends? You took a little sleep. You wanna guess what happened during that sleep?
Did I have a dream?
You did have a dream. So, Wolf. When your eyes open, you find yourself on the floor of a cave that you had seen several times before. This time, not waking up in your underclothes, but sitting, preparing the last of your equipment and armor as you prepare to head out with Gunnar and the captain on a hunt for the beast. You spent the last few weeks tracking it down and cornering it. And Gunnar believes that today, finally, you're close enough to be able to trap the beast at a dead end and force a confrontation with it. With the three of your might combined, you expect it will be an easy fight. Not quite the challenge you were hoping for, but hopefully thrilling enough at the least. And you feel a twinge of pain at the back of your neck for a moment. The headache rolls over you. And suddenly you feel the entire left side of your body cold and numb as your eye struggles to open and you're lying on the ground and the remnants of a battlefield scattered, blood. You see the captain's crumpled body in the distance. And you see Moonfang shattered and scattered across the earth. And as you start to pick yourself up and try to figure out where the beast or Gunnar went, you feel something hot drip against the back of your neck. And the last thing you hear before it feels like your heart is about to beat out of your chest and tear through your ribs is... And then you snap awake.
What the fuck?
So it went
Yeah.
well.
I think we have different definitions of well, but
It went well for me.
Matt, it always goes well for you.
Yeah, that's the point.
Bitch.
Now, on the topic of going well for you, Matt, I have a funny question for you, and you're more than welcome to not answer. But in this
Sure.
campaign, do you expect anyone to die? Or actually, do you ever go into a campaign expecting someone to die?
I don't go into a campaign expecting to kill people.
There it is.
Okay.
I think it is extremely unfair for a DM to attempt to kill people. Especially considering how RP heavy our campaigns are. Characters can die as long as they are actively making that decision based on the scenario they have put themselves in. In certain cases it might be easier, but that depends.
Essentially, like, you're willing to go up to the edge, but you're not gonna purposely cross it just because you think, haha, funny.
Yeah.
Let's kill them.
Sometimes the dice will just screw you.
There will be warnings, and it will typically only be in risky scenarios or sacrifices that players die.
Gotcha.
Like, okay, we're absolutely fucked unless some silly shit happens. Let's put it all on the fucking line. I'm going all in on red.
Mm-hmm.
Sweats. I've never done that. My characters never die.
Not in the slightest. Not ever.
Mm-hmm. Alright. But any questions for me?
Not at the moment.
Not anymore.
Nope.
I will go ahead and just send you a quick DM to remind you that I wanted to have that little chat with Nara at some point. Probably wouldn't take too long, but depends on what's over there.
Yeah. We can probably work through that tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's more for my that's as much for my benefit as it is for yours.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have to be awake in 4 hours, so I will talk to you
Good night,
guys later.
Sam.
Good night, Sam.
Almost
Good
go
night,
to
Sam.
sleep.
What do you want me to do, Nathan? We
Go
have
to sleep.
Pathfinder.
Go
Go
to
sleep.
fuck to sleep.
Night.
Night.
Oh,
This was a fun session.
Sam's being very gay in my direction.
Yeah, she does that. God, I love your Groovin' Squad party. So
Mm,
Nathan,
God.
the important
Assemble.
question that we'll solve during your arc is, who's gonna cry first, me or you?
It's gonna
Oh
be
my
Matt.
God! Wait a minute.
It's gonna be me.
It could be you, because you're fucking with one of your characters.
It's probably gonna be me, I'm a bitch.
It knows I can cry pretty
Gnar is very dear to Matt.
Yeah, he's one of my oldest characters.
All I want to say is if I get super quiet during one of the intense things where we have to step away, just know I'm crying.
Oh, your conversation's gonna be fucking fun. I have plans for you, mister.
Oh no.
But yeah, look forward to adventures with the good boy next week, and then adventures without the good boy.
Whatever that means.
Sweats.
Hey, he specifically said already that he can't go into the boss fight with you because there's a good chance he'll just get murked.
Yeah.
He'll get Zerg rushed by the boss
That would suck.
with his stupid anti-god sword.
I want an anti-god sword.
Yeah, wouldn't that make life easier?
A bit.
Fucking like throw
That
it in the
would
air
help
and make
prep for
Lana kick it
upcoming
in his
fights,
chest.
wouldn't it?
Badass.
Hell yeah, dude.
With the
I'd be
Peterson
down
as an
for it.
anti-god sword?
It said that they had a weapon that cuts his current, like, semi-divine flesh as well as mortals.
Oh, okay, that's what
So
I
he
meant.
loses his advantage, and even a somewhat decent chance that he dies is a bad one. Because these things are known to consume people, and if they consume a god, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can recover that sword.
Yeah, that is the question, isn't it?
Because I know a few people I would want Wolf to stick it on.
There's no way that Wolf will get something really cool and nifty from his arc.
I would never
No
give
way.
anybody something ever. Especially not something I've already designed stats for previously. Wolf would never want attack options.
Wolf doesn't want anything offensive, alright? Just
Yeah.
get that shit out. I'm
Yeah,
retiring.
Wolf.
Okay.
Wolf is a pretty pacifistic character. He's really defensive. You know, he doesn't
Everybody
really.
knows Wolf with his double tower sword build takes 2 turns each round to set up and then hide behind cover of his shield, and then he goes, "Go get him, guys."
Yeah.
Yep, that's what Wolf does.
This whole time you guys thought Wolf was just an angry person. But you've just been seeing it all wrong. He was behind you the entire time. That was you.
It's all been a gaslight.
Wolf is a fucking mastermind. Made his way to a level 11 just by conning everyone into thinking he's new and stuff.
Bless.
What a hero.
God, I love the snow effects in this shit. Just the tiny little effects to help maps. We're gonna have fun here. And then we get to have fun in Cindergate. And then everybody's gotta be sad.
I just realized I'm part of the crew that's already been hurt.
Yeah.
You're part of the crew that's finished this round of hurt, let's be honest.
Yeah. Oh, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fucked left for Reese. Reese is just going through his identity crisis or arc.
Yeah.
I mean, part 3 of Identity Crisis arc.
Well, yeah. It's been an ongoing arc. Now the true trauma can begin.
Yeah. We're at that point in the campaign where you kind of know what's going on, but you still don't have the entire picture of it, and you're level 10, and you're like, Matt, can you just fucking tell us what we're doing here? So
No.
there's plenty of trauma left.
My trauma ended up being quite wholesome at the end, so.
Yeah.
Reese just got angry.
My trauma, reminded me why I'm fighting and,
Taught me how to do cool sword kung fu.
Well,
Yeah,
that came later.
It's really funny because, Reeves, Lana, Tomas all had, this nice cathartic end to theirs, and Reese is just over here I want to cut a bitch.
I think that's more on the character because Lana definitely had a little bit of time there where she could have wobbled either way with what she kind of went through.
Reese's choices were basically either just become really mad or become evil.
Lana basically figured out that her goddess sent her to die, whether by accident or just and so she had a fucking problem with that.
Reese's choice was either to go and let Tiamat be his sugar mommy by sacrificing Brianna to her, or to tell her to go fuck herself.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun choice.
I see.
Wow, you guys just giving me samples of Matt's brain.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely wobbled just for a second,
Just how delicious would this spite taste?
I was like, nah.
Oh, I don't think you were ever around for me. So, I forget if I mentioned it outside of Whisper Chat, but there's a period of time in Reeves' encounter where he was being force-fed soup.
Yep.
No, that soup I described you fighting in a lot? That soup was Gluttony turning all of his friends and loved ones into soup and force-feeding them to Reeves.
Well, that's just not
Yep.
pleasant. Wow.
Yeah.
That's an insight into Matt.
Sexy.
Hell
But
yeah.
it ended up being really wholesome.
Remember that night when the entire chat shamed me because I was like, man, now I want soup. And everybody was like, Vit, what the fuck?
We're not disappointed.
You kept saying soup.
Yeah, because I'm me.
You kept saying soup, and I was like, I want soup.
Trying to think into the things that you could do to me.
Don't.
Don't.
It's not. It's gonna be something you probably won't
It's
expect.
gonna be out of left field, I know, but like,
Because I tried to think about it and I was wrong.
what was your thought? If you are welcome or okay with sharing.
Well, because I knew that Reese was a dragon already. I just didn't know how Matt was gonna twist it, and so I thought it was gonna be like,
Are you telling me you've known
Shit.
you were a dragon since we started this campaign?
yes.
So, Vic came to me with like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if I was a dragon polymorphed into a person and forgot about it? And you're like, you fucking you think that's a joke? You think I'm a bitch? You think I'm weak?
I must have missed you saying that was like happening. I thought it happened like midway through. I didn't know it was like at the beginning.
She gave me that concept. I never told her how it happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I
Shit.
knew what he was the whole time. I just was playing the long con because I didn't want to reveal it for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, yeah.
And it was fun.
Sam's still mad at me.
Yeah, that happens.
She's like, I can't believe you lied to me for like a year and a half.
It was important, though.
It was important. She doesn't care though. QQ.
But let's just say I'd be surprised if you guessed what I had in store for you, Wolf.
Yeah, the only two thing I don't even know if I should share them. Should I share them? My two thoughts.
Dude,
You can
share
DM them
away.
to Matt.
I
You
mean,
can
you
share
guys
them
are.
to me, and if you get them right, I'll give you a hero point.
I'll share them with the chat. It's more fun.
Yeah.
You guys can. So one of them is that Wolf has a connection to the wolf spirit he met that hurt him. That could have been Wolf all along, or I don't know how
Welcome to
you
Doc.
connect that to the hunting grounds, but or my god had something a part in my mother's death. Those are the two big things that I could think of.
Just the captain got drunk and wandered like 1,000 miles on shore.
Made
Yeah.
a big ol' oopsie.
I don't know how that'd play, but yeah.
Maybe he's actually your father.
No, we met Wolf's dad.
You don't know that. You could just be saying that. We met who we think is Wolf's dad.
Oh, the asshole just like said, "Hey, this cool godchild is my son," and then
I'm cool. I'm a god.
and
Well,
now
I mean,
I'm cool.
okay.
I have the godchild.
Bear with me. Okay, think of it this way. God sneaks in the middle of the night, knocks up Wolf's mom, sneaks out the next morning. Wolf's dad has no idea. She gets pregnant, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm having a son!"
Smile
Finger
was pretty
guns.
Cool.
It's not that hard.
I like my dumber explanation better. Not because it's better, but because it's expressly dumber.
I agree with Kevin.
Kevin's was Charlie's description, and Vit's was Dennis from Sunny. That's how that just went. I like it.
Yeah, there you go.
We will see, won't we?
Now I have the god powers.
No hero point. Neither of those.
Well, I mean, we're not gonna know until
You won't get the hero point until it's revealed, sir.
Oh, okay.
Assuming you are correct.
I kind of don't want to be correct. That's the funniest part.
Yep.
If it comes out of left field, that'd be nuts. Be like, dude, you're not even alive. I'm just kidding.
Coming up with some new theories from Lucas.
So.
I'm scared.
Oh, I'm a smooth brain and forgot to fucking say it. So we'll go over it more at next session so Sam's aware as well. Keyroll does mention that one of his chosen that you are familiar with is in the hunting grounds at the moment assisting him.
Ooh.
Zara.
That would be awesome.
Reese's fourth mom.
We still haven't found fucking Nicandros yet.
Nope.
Nope, you are currently missing Zara, Nicandros, and Zek.
And
Oh,
she went
Zach!
AWOL.
Reese needs to apologize to that boy.
For not letting him leave when he wanted to get out while the getting was good.
No, okay. So, funny story. Reese being into Nicandros was me, like, low
Oh,
key.
you meant Nicandros, not
Yeah.
Zach.
It was me playing into the dragon thing the whole time.
Also, you low-key love bullying Nicandros.
I do!
Jesus.
I mean, if that was meant to be a hint, that was a very,
Oh, no,
very
no, that
deep,
was not
deep
meant to be
state
a hint. That was me being a fuck.
That was her being self-indulgent.
Yeah, and also fucking with Matt, because Matt also thought it was funny.
Yeah, I love Nicandros. That boy's full of spaghetti.